Now, we'll talk about some of these targets coming up next.
The champ! Are you ready?
Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at DenverSports.com/superfan. That's DenverSports.com/superfan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at Helzberg.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Cecil Lammy here for SodaWeightLoss.com, and they changed my life so much. I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat thanks to SodaWeightLoss.com. I lost over 60 pounds a few years ago, and I'm never going back. Having my own nutritionist made all the results. A real person, so I could go with questions, concerns, and maybe just even sometimes just need some encouragement. Join Soda Weight Loss for a short time to have results that last a lifetime, just like me. Call them up at 1-866-800-SODA, SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Thursday, February 12th, in the heat of the Olympics, another beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, man? You're right. The Olympics, all-time high, going at it. This is the fun time of year, right, where you get to watch. And I talk about the guy with the bobsled and working out with him, and he would be there every single day. And I actually got to, not this year, but a couple years when it was going on, I actually got to see him do it. And it was fun to watch him. It was fun to watch him in action.
How much are you watching the Olympics?
You know, I have my eye on it. I had the ice skating on. My wife really loves to watch the Olympics right now, right? It's something different than just football, basketball, or hockey. It's
so
everything.
Different. So different.
So it's always on in the background. No matter what, it's on in the background. I'll go back and I'll look at some of the highlights at night when the kids go to sleep and just see all the interesting things that go on in the Winter Olympics where it's like, man, I've never thought about doing something like this.
No.
And then I start to say, could I be good at it? Am I good enough to do this?
Is there still time left for me?
Is there still time? Can I be an Olympian? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm watching it. I'm kind of like you. It's kind of it's either on in the background or it's like one of the 2 or 3 things I'm flipping back and forth from once the kids go down and just hanging out with the wife. I'm not watching all of it, but I'm also not like watching none of it. So I'm like kind of in that space between. I watched Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon this morning.
Yep.
As I was doing the show at the kitchen table, had it on, volume on low, laying 2.5 goals.
I was going to say, there's something more to it than if you're watching Team Canada. Although, you know, Nate Dogg is out there. You want to, Cale, you guys, you want to make sure that they're taken care of and you're supporting them. But come on now.
Yeah. So nothing like a little action at 8:40 a.m. with Olympic hockey. We are less than 1 month from free agency. All right, it's going to be here. It already feels like we're on the doorstep of it here, inside of a month. And you know, we talked about a couple positions yesterday that could be positions of need. We know running back is at the top of the list. We talked about inside linebacker, off-ball linebacker, but we have not talked about pass catchers yet. You know, we spoke about the tight end position a little bit. Kenyon Sadiq mocked by Fields Yates to the Denver Broncos with the 30th overall pick. We discussed that yesterday. But a wide receiver in free agency, could there be someone out there that is a fit that is a legitimate upgrade?
Yeah.
But also, you know, fits where the Broncos are structurally, financially. You know, we talked a little bit about Pickens and Tyreek Hill yesterday. You know, no thank you on those guys for me personally. But is there someone who attracts your eye in free agency?
Yeah, so this time, like, of course, we want a big name receiver if you can get one, right? Like, hey, let's go out there and get an A.J. Brown, a Tyreek Hill. Like, everybody knows their names. But I start to dig a little bit deeper into, like, guys that we can realistically get. Somebody that is going to cost some money that are really good, but they're not household names. And the guy that I'm thinking of, Z, right off the bat, is Wan'Dale Robinson. You remember that name?
I do.
So he was with the New York Giants. He's a free agent this year. All right, this is his first year going over 1,000 yards. The reason why I decided to go with Robinson is not just a receiver I'm looking for. We're looking for that slot receiver. That's what we're missing, that slot receiver that you can move all around the field, all right, that can just stretch the football field that we want, but also the third downs, the choice routes, right, like the explosiveness. We're missing that in the receiver room. We're missing that on the offensive side of the ball, Z. We're missing that explosiveness and speed. Speed kills in this league. And someone like Wan'Dale Robinson from the Giants had 92 receptions for over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Okay, only 25 years old. He's going to want the bag, but it's going to be less than a George Pickens. All right, and he'll be able to fit this system. We don't have to get rid of Cortland Sutton, but you're adding another key piece at that slot receiver spot to help Bo Nix out, and here we go. Let's Bo.
I'm going to be honest, I did not realize that Wan'Dale Robinson went for 1,000 yards this year. Did not realize that. I know he had been a solid player, 699 yards last year, 525 in his second year, only played 6 games as a rookie. Yep. Not sure what the deal was there, if he got hurt or just didn't play a lot. But he was a former second-round pick out of Kentucky. All right, and shout out to the Wildcats. Shout out to, who's another wide receiver from Kentucky that was a 1,000-yard receiver? Anyone come to mind? What about Stevie Johnson? Remember Stevie Johnson? Why So Serious? You guys remember him? He was a bad dude. He played for the Buffalo Bills out of Kentucky. Anyway, Wan'Dale Robinson, good player. I did not realize he went over the 1,000-yard mark. That's an interesting one.
No, I mean, look, you're wanting that explosive player. Robinson's that guy for you. You don't want to spend as much money on a receiver like you would for George Pickens or, let's say, Waddle or one of those big-name receivers. You got to go with somebody like this, a slot receiver that can be on the field for you, a slot receiver that can open up the game for you. Let's go get Robinson if he's available.
All right, I have one. I like that one. I'm putting that in my back pocket. This one is a little bit more, there's a little bit more awareness around him, and that is Alec Pierce. All right, Alec Pierce is a flat-out football player.
I'm smiling from ear to ear, Z. That was my teammate.
Oh, is that right?
That was my teammate, and actually, he was a rookie when I was with the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and you know what? I have him number 2.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
You know, right there.
Hey, Alec Pierce is a damn good football player. Alec Pierce also is over 1,000 yards this past year. Alec Pierce, 6'3", 211 pounds. He is a big body receiver that Sean Payton likes. He is a downfield threat. He's the definition of it. Who would guess if I went through Park Meadows Mall asking people, hey, who do you think was the number 1 yards per catch wide receiver in the NFL this year?
It would be a big name receiver, somebody like
maybe Jamar Chase,
Jamar
A.J.
Chase.
Brown, T. Higgins, Stephon Diggs. I mean, you can name. It's Alec Pierce. It was Alec Pierce, 21 yards per catch. He was top 10 in the NFL in quote-unquote big plays, 17 plays this year of 20 yards or more. All right? He has missed 4 games in 4 years.
Yeah.
All right? So available, a durable, speed, downfield threat. And he's not. He is going to be. He's got a nice price tag on him, but it's not one of these 122 million like is forecasted for Pickens.
Yeah.
This is a market value forecast from SpotRack.com of 4 years, $80 million. All right, not the 4 years, 122 that we discussed yesterday about Pickens. So you're going to pay for quality. Okay, and you might even have to pay a tax because it is free agency. But this is a damn good player.
And on top of that, he's a great player off the field. So you're not going to have to worry about things coming up of, oh, he did this, he did that off the field. But on the field, too, all right, he's a coachable player. When I was there, and he was young, of course, when I was there, he was always asking the vets, what can I do better? What can I do more? Reggie Wayne, the receiver, if everybody remembers him, Reggie Wayne, who should, at some point, get into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he will. I don't know why he's not there now.
Yeah, he's waiting. He's the receiver coach over there with the Indianapolis Colts. So he's been helping Alec Pierce out, as much as possible. But also, something that Pierce can do, he blocks downfield. He has always been that guy that gets downfield, gets aggressive, wants to get the pancake. All right, selfless. I would love for him to be a Denver Broncos. Z, I can't believe we had that same guy, man. I didn't think you were going to go that deep.
Number one in yards per catch this year. 21 yards every time he touched the football. Here's the kicker. Last year, it was even higher. 22 yards per catch a year ago. Over 800 yards. The guy walked in the league as a rookie. And people might, I was a big fan of the Cincinnati team that made the college football playoff, the first ever non-power Power 5 school to make the CFP. And I remember coming on here and tweeting, hey, this Cincinnati team's got a shot. That's what Sauce Gardner was there, Desmond Ridder, the quarterback. And they ended up making me look really smart. But he was a part of that group, of that Cincinnati Bearcats team. Walked in the NFL, was about 600 yards as a rookie. All this guy has done is produce for 4 straight years, and he's gotten better and better and better. 17 touchdowns in 4 years, 13 of those 17 in the last 2 seasons. He would represent an immediate upgrade, and you'd have dueling number ones, and I think your starting wide receivers, when you went to a 3-wide set, would be Alec Pierce, Cortland Sutton, and Pat Bryant. And
so in this situation, you still keep Court?
Yes.
You would be able to keep Court because
he doesn't break the bank.
Exactly.
Like, he is not going to be like some top 10 paid wide receiver. Now, you're going to have to pay for him. It's a premium position, especially in today's league, but it's not one of these $100 million contracts. So, for those reasons, I like Pierce. You like Wendell Robinson as your top choice. Maybe we can comb through our other choice. And Alec Pierce was second for you. We'll see who was third on your list. I'll reveal second and third on my list just a little bit later in today's show. All right, the Denver Nuggets won their final game before the All-Star break, but boy, oh boy, not without a struggle. We'll take a look back at it next.
Does Sean Payton need to light a fire in his running back room?
NFL stands for not for long. Either you got it or you don't, but you better come with it, period. Go out there, stack that room up, and force there to be some competition. That's going to bring the best out of everybody.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about erectile dysfunction. Guys, ED can take a serious toll on intimacy, which takes a serious toll on a relationship. Do not let that happen. You are in control of this, okay? Because ED is a medical condition. And like most other medical conditions, guys, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments with the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic that have success rates well over 90%, all right? So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get your sex life back, okay? Time to get rid of those confidence issues, those intimacy issues. So schedule a consult. The first visit, guys, you're going to meet with a medical consultant. You're going to do a T and PSA test. And if medically advised, you're going to take a test dose, all right? It's real simple, fellas. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free, okay? They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. They've been in the market for nearly a decade. So call them, 720-440-7900, or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. This President's Day, enjoy huge savings at all of our showrooms. Whether you're replacing a single appliance or planning a full kitchen remodel, we've got you covered. From freezers starting at $199 to complete kitchen packages starting at only $19.99. Plus, save up to $4,200 on select KitchenAid packages. And our price match guarantee means you'll always receive the best pricing. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
Buy more, save more during Furniture Row's fantastic 4-day sale Friday through Monday. Save $100 for every $1,000 you spend. Plus 60 months, no interest financing, no down payment. Shop now at FurnitureRow.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, last night was the final chapter before the All-Star break for the Denver Nuggets. And I just have 2 words. Thank God. I mean, holy smokes. That was a bit of a chore to watch last night. Nuggets Grizzlies, last game before the break. I thought about the people in the crowd. I'm like, man, this is like you pay these big money for these tickets, and if you're bringing your family, I mean, you're talking about hundreds of dollars, driving downtown, parking, overpaying for food.
Exactly.
And you're there, and you're looking at this product, and it looked like the guys who were on the floor, were, you like to say, cashed out. I mean, like a bit of senioritis.
Oh, they were done.
Like your last semester before the summer, going into college, like you're just done.
Well, see, that's the type of game where I would bring my kid. I would have brought my kid saying, okay, they're going to beat up on this team. My son's going to have fun. But you know what? We're going to leave early. We don't have to sit here the whole time because we know what the score is going to be. We know the Denver Nuggets are going to win it, right?
Right.
And so by the fourth quarter, in the middle of the fourth quarter, once Jokic, I would be thinking, Jokic is sitting there resting. I'm going to take my ass out to that parking lot, and we're out of here, son.
Yeah.
That was not the case last night.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it took way too long to close a team in Memphis that is I have to be careful with my words because I was about to say they're not trying to win. That's true organizationally.
Yeah.
They are not putting their best foot forward organizationally. But the human beings that were playing on the court, whether it's Ty Jerome or Jalen Wells or the Hendricks kid, the Lovering kid.
They're playing for something.
Dude, the Lovering kid, Lawson Lovering, he played at Utah. It was his first NBA game, and he was causing problems in the fourth quarter. I couldn't believe my eyes. He was giving Jokic issues. Lawson Lovering in game number 1 of his career.
I'm not afraid of you. Let's go at it.
I mean, it was ultimately a 122-116 win, and at the end of the day, and Adelman emphasized it after the game and at every turn, the point is they won the game. but gosh, it was a chore to get through the game, and it was a chore for me as a fan to watch it.
Yeah, and the point is, yes, the Denver Nuggets did win that game. But come on, Coach. You weren't satisfied with that. You know that. You know that you wanted those players to go out there and handle business. Jamal Murray to do his part. Jokic to be consistent all game long. Now, of course, when it mattered the most, Jamal hit those free throws. Jokic had a couple baskets. The rebound, we know he knows how to rebound. One of the best rebounders in the game offensively. But overall, I just wanted them to handle business and dominate, and that was not the case, especially when you have been struggling throughout this time, especially when you have people like you and I, Z, that are questioning the Denver Nuggets. Is this a championship team? We still believe that. At least I do. I don't want to speak for you. I still believe that. But also, when you're watching that game, and I'm sitting on my couch, my kids are asleep, my wife is watching Love is Blind, something like that. She's in the back room, and I'm like, wow, are they really about to lose this game?
It crossed my mind.
Are they really about? Because we know that they have been horrible in the crunch time minutes.
Horrible in crunch time and horrible at home.
There you go. I'm sitting there shaking my head like, oh, my God, we're getting ready to have to talk about this. Of course, we're still going to talk about it, but I'm happy we won. But I was not satisfied as a fan because I wanted them to dominate. And maybe I'm being selfish. But when I look at this team, and you like to say it all the time in the championship lens, that's not good enough.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't close to good enough. And if KCP, hits that shot down the stretch, I mean, we might be talking about a different result. Luckily, that didn't happen.
Do you think he rushed that shot?
A little bit.
Yeah, I was questioning why rush that shot when you can let it develop and have a better shot, KCP, so that you can be the hero of the night.
Yeah. It just they escaped. They escaped against the tanking Grizzlies, and but it was another one of these nights, man, where I'm watching Jokic. And if you're just looking at the stat sheet, and Adelman's, quoting the stats after the game, and I got it. But if you know the standard that Jokic has set for himself for us to judge him by, I mean, we're just not seeing the best version of that guy right now. 9 turnovers.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
He had 7 in the last game. And I'm just, I equated it yesterday or 2 days ago to the first time I'm seeing my dad sloppy drunk, where I'm like, whoa, that's my dad. He can't stand upright. It's so very unfamiliar. Yeah. It's kind of like that, where I'm like, this is the greatest player on planet Earth right now, the greatest, and he looks human. And yes, he had another triple-double. Yes, it was his 4th in a row. But if you watch the games and you know his standard and you know what it looks like, I mean, I'm dead serious. That Lovering kid from Utah playing in his first NBA game was at points in the game problematic. And so
do you think it's an issue in Jokic's head where do you think he's playing as hard as he can right now? Or do you think he's filling things out? Because although he's back and we think that he's healthy because he's out there and he is having these triple-doubles, we don't know truly how that man's feeling inside. His body's feeling inside. He may still be hurting because
he could be.
I will say this. The man looks out of shape.
He does. He's heavy right now.
Oh, very
That's
heavy.
old yoke. It's old yoke.
That is. And at the beginning of the year, Z, when they were wearing the black uniforms, I was like, damn, Jokic looks good. Black looks good on him.
Yeah.
Right now, you can tell that he's overweight. His upper body is just bigger than his lower body, and it's like he just needs time. All right, not necessarily rest. He just needs time to get back in shape, moving around, get back into a groove before postseason starts.
Yeah. I think there could be an element of he might still have lingering effects from that knee. He may. Or he's just out of sync and he's never missed that much time on a basketball court, ever. You could divide the number of games that he missed in half, and that number would still be the most games he had ever missed consecutively. So this is an unfamiliar sequence for Nikola Jokic right now. And so maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's just simply part of it. But he is the execution, and he's like the excellence of execution. Yeah. If I could steal Bret Hart's nickname, he is the excellence of execution, but he is not that right now. He's just not. He's very cavalier with the basketball, sloppy with the basketball. So that's got to get cleaned up coming out of the gate. There's no doubt about it. It starts right there. And they said on the broadcast, the Lovering kid from Utah, he started up at CU Boulder. He started his career at CU Boulder.
And then left.
He could not get on the court. And so, but he ended up having a fantastic career at Utah, and he's making his way into the NBA. But yeah, Lawson Lovering playing his first NBA game was
against Jokic,
and he was doing well. He was doing well. I'm talking about defensively. He was presenting some issues like down the stretch of the game.
Speaking of defensively, before we go, CB. I think he looked a lot better defensively. See?
Yes.
Moving around, going up and down the court, almost played 40 minutes. It was good to see him back in action. 14 points. All right, but like I always say, hey, you have to watch the game. He looked a lot better. He's getting more into shape. He's getting more into feeling like himself again. So it was good to see him out there moving around, looking more athletic.
Yeah, this was Adelman after the game praising Christian Brown.
The guy tonight that should be talked about is Christian Brown was amazing tonight. I played him almost 40 minutes. He guarded everybody, getting through pick and rolls, running the court. He makes us a transition team. It's him. He just runs so hard. He runs his lanes so well. So really proud of him. 14 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, plus 12. He was great.
I know he scored more the other night, but I thought that both ends of the court, that last night was actually his best game back.
You'll take this performance other than the 20 points.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just because he was
well-rounded.
It was well-rounded. Yes, he was, and it was really good to see. And then one last tip of the cap for Tim Hardaway. This guy just continues to be a microwave scorer off the bench. He gets over 20 points again on 7 of 8 shooting, and all of these shots are highly contested. That ball is in his hands quicker than a hiccup. He reminds me of Nicholas Batum. He can just catch it, and it's in and out of his hands. Or Con Knupples like this in Charlotte, the rookie from Duke. It's in his hands quicker than a hiccup, and it's up. And the fact that Tim Hardaway makes these shots at such a consistent basis when you're that covered, the dude.
Give my man 6th Man of the Year this year. He's going to have an opportunity.
Definitely.
And, we could talk about it, and at some point at the end of the year, we're going to rank the guys, the new additions, but man, that might be the best addition that the Denver Nuggets did this offseason.
Yeah, maybe so. And if we're debating about who was the best addition, that lets you know it was a good class of new additions as well. All right, the Broncos thought they drafted a player who was the best in the entire class at one thing. How did it age? That's next.
Could major changes be on the horizon for the Colorado Avalanche?
And if you do not make it past the second round, you have to either fire Jared Bednar and or break up this core. If you're not able to get out of the second round, you got to make massive changes.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
The Denver Broncos thought they drafted a player who was the best at his position in the entire class when it came to one skill set. All right, so talking about R.J. Harvey, the running back for the Denver Broncos, just completed his rookie year.
The R.J. Harvey. Come on now.
He doesn't get the tag yet.
He doesn't get the tag.
No. And I saw Will Campbell started. Obviously, that's an Ohio State thing.
Yeah.
Well, Will Campbell this year, did you see him in any of these introductory videos? He'd be like, the Louisiana State University. I'm like, dude, it's like kind of already like coined.
Yeah, like that. That's Ohio State's thing.
And you were kind of like the problem up front for New England. So, like, I don't know. Just maybe thinking about.
Oh, come on, T-Rex arms.
All right. You know what I did? Because I'm a sicko. I went back and listened to last year's post-draft press conferences.
That's interesting. Why did you feel the need to have to do that?
Because I remember George Payton and Sean Payton commenting on the vision of R.J. Harvey.
Yeah.
And I knew they were complimentary, but I didn't remember them saying this. This is George Payton talking about moving back and getting R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, it's always a risk when you trade back. And we felt good about the teams behind us. Maybe they already took it back, or it wasn't a big need. It wasn't their top need. And so we took the risk. We didn't want to lose them, obviously. But we felt like moving back would set the tone for the day, would give us flexibility to do what we wanted to do for the day. And it did. And Harvey, this was kind of our pet cat throughout the process. His running style, we feel he's dynamic. He has really good vision, really good instincts, really good contact balance, highly explosive. We thought maybe he had the best vision in the draft. You see the plus 10s. I think he leads, he led everyone with plus 10 runs, home run ability. We feel like he can improve in the pass game. He wasn't featured there. We really like this back.
All right, so he said a lot there, but one of the things that stuck out to me, listening almost a year backwards, or retroactively, we thought he had the best vision of any back in the entire class.
That came out of his mouth. George Payton, that is.
I mean, help me out, because I think maybe, arguably, and you would know better than I, so that's why I need your help here. Arguably, I think it's the thing he's missing the most in terms of his NFL skill set.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely struggled this year in vision, whereas when J.K. Dobbins was in the backfield, you saw the vision on display.
Definitely.
I mean, J.K. was making moves before the defender could even think about what was going on. J.K. Dobbins was seeing the play before it even developed. Maybe that's over time of just being in the mix, being in the NFL, understanding the offensive line, but also you just have it, right? Everybody has certain attributes to them that are special. J.K. has vision. J.K. has balance. For R.J. Harvey, coming into this, I thought it was going to be his vision, and there was a couple times during camp where we saw that, and R.J. Harvey was able to bounce it across the field where even Sean Payton himself was like, dang, did you guys see that? And I was surprised. That was a really good run. And so that's where I don't want to say J.K. has horrible vision. Maybe
RJ
doesn't have horrible vision, but maybe RJ just needs more time to get acclimated into the NFL. Now, could his vision have been better? Heck yeah. He missed a couple big-time runs where he could have 15, 20, maybe even a touchdown, or maybe move the chains for us. All right, and that's a young player that's just going out there playing, not really understanding the scheme, but just going out there and playing. So I don't want to get all bogged down right now saying R.J. Harvey has the worst vision in the NFL, because that's not true. I've seen a couple other bad ones.
Sure.
But R.J. Harvey needs to slow his process down and do a better job of letting plays develop. And if he cannot do that this year, all right, 2 times the charm. If he cannot do it this year, then it does become a problem.
Well, it's interesting that, in their evaluation, you think he's the best at something in the entire class, and it turns out he doesn't do it even at a reasonably high level in the National Football League. And, I'll continue to say about R.J. Harvey, is there a role for him on game days? Absolutely. Is he a weapon? Absolutely. Is he a starting running back? I don't think so. And if you listen to the vision for Harvey right there from George Payton and right here from Sean.
All right, the very first thing you see in the evaluation is his running ability. I heard comps to Darren Sproles. It's always difficult when you look at height and weight. I had a chance to coach Darren. Darren was an exceptional receiver out of the backfield, but when he came out of Kansas State, he was an exceptional runner. Contact balance, vision. This player's, again, we had a day, I can't recall how many days back, but call it 2 hours, every carry, every catch. Some offenses in college don't necessarily feature the halfback a lot in the passing game. It's oftentimes when they get to the NFL, they're used maybe a little differently, and it might just be style of play, right? When you look at the running skill set, it was wow. Explosive runs, all of those things.
Okay, so there was a lot there, but this goes back to him in preseason as well, saying, yeah, we think there could be something there as a pass catcher, but he's really a runner. And I think it aged kind of like, I'm not going to say the opposite, but it's really him out of the backfield that I walked away more impressed after his rookie season than him as a down-to-down starting running back.
I mean, I think everybody was impressed by the end of the season with him catching out of the backfield, because going into the year, we're like, okay, he's going to run the ball. That's what Sean Payton, George Payton has said. The vision's there, explosive, contact balance. So he's going to run the ball. We don't know much of R.J. Harvey as a receiver. He gets into the season this year, And he's catching out of the backfield. Now, do I want to see him do more as a receiver? Heck yeah. I want to see him do different routes. I want to see him do the choice route. I want to see him be more explosive with his opportunities, but that will come. But he definitely needs to do a better job of running in between the tackles.
Yeah.
Because even his explosive plays, other than the Green Bay Packer game, which was an excellent run, a lot of his plays were set up on the outside. All right, one of his biggest plays of the year came from a toss against the Dallas Cowboys, well blocked up, which that's any running back's dream, and he was able to dash for a 50-yard touchdown. But if R.J. Harvey wants to be the running back one here in Denver, he's going to have to be more consistent with his vision. He's going to have to be more consistent with moving them damn chains. And if he cannot do it this year, then he will be a 1B to some 1A.
Yeah, and I'm just going to repeat myself from previous conversations. The biggest mistake that the Denver Broncos can make, and this is part of the reason I wanted to pull that audio from last spring, one of the biggest mistakes I think they can make in that running back room is staying beholden to their initial forecast of Harvey. You have got to be open and receptive to what the NFL tape said this year and then respond accordingly in free agency and the draft. Okay, man, oh man, Phil, Deion Sanders was absolutely ripped by a buff in a way that was maybe only a matter of time. We'll tell you who said what next.
The champ! Are you ready?
Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here. I've got to tell you about one of the most unique spots anywhere in the world. I'm talking about the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. Award-winning food and drinks. Guys, I put my reputation on their brunch. It is unbelievable. But what really sets it apart is it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one in the world, and it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. Don't get it twisted. This place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's an awesome spot to eat, drink, hang out, and catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite. Guys, a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, and more. I have done this with my family and extended family. Guys, it is a blast. It's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. It's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the state every single day from 7 p.m. to close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, guys, this place is a slam dunk.
Free barbecue. Yep, absolutely free barbecue. Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level, and I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple, no questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word, and if you have any questions, you can always call me. The barbecue lawyer's number is 303 Law 4040.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out, out for passive income or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 1823334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you here on a Thursday as we're inching closer to the weekend. And for us here, it's going to be a 3-day weekend, which I'm very much looking forward to. Do you have any plans for the long weekend?
You know what? Not right now, other than just hang out with my kids. You know, just like you, we've been going doing the sports. Phil has had indoor soccer, and you know how that goes. You're the coach. All right, Saturdays are taken up with just the kids. So now we get to sit back, relax, watch some TV, watch some sports, and just catch up with each other, man. Just I'm going to be present, be where my feet are for my kids this weekend.
You didn't mention your wife.
No, she's tired of me. All right, she's been watching Love is Blind.
You know,
I told you that.
You know what this weekend is?
Oh, you know that. Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day.
We're going to do something special for the kids, and I'll have something for her. You gonna do something special?
No, not really. Well, we have a dinner reservation just for us as a family, but
Good.
we don't go all out for Valentine's Day anymore. You know, when you're young and dating and stuff like that, it's a bigger deal, I think. But once you get married and you got anniversaries, Christmas, birthdays,
Exactly.
Because
Come on.
I get hit with the hat trick because my we got Christmas, right? Then you get New Year's right after that.
Yep.
And then my wife's birthday is in January. And then you turn around, you got Valentine's Day in February. And so by the time we get to February, I'm like, look.
That's kind of like me. My wife's birthday's in February. And then you got Christmas, you got New Year's. I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a lot.
done.
It's a lot.
I'm cashed out.
But I'll do a little something as a symbol. You know what I mean? I'll get her some flowers and stuff like that and let her pick the movie or something. And take care of dinner, right?
Yeah, exactly. He said, let her pick the movie. I'll let you pick the movie this time. What are we watching?
Yeah. So, man, Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Ripped.
What's going on?
Ripped in a way that hasn't happened by a member of the Colorado Buffaloes community. And I'm talking about Christian Fourier, who was not a good player for the Buffs. He was a great player. He was a freshman on the national championship team back in 1990. Yep. Came from the state of California and killed it in Boulder. I mean, killed it. This was an all-conference guy, first team all Big 8, back his senior year, a second team all Big 8 2 times over as a sophomore and junior. So all-conference 3 straight years, third team All-American, gets drafted in the NFL in 1995, second-round pick. He was a 39th overall pick and had an awesome career in the NFL as well, starting with the Seattle Seahawks. And in 1995, he was in the league through 2007.
13 years, man.
So just fantastic career collegiately, professionally, and boy, oh boy, he did not mince words when it came to Deion Sanders, who you guys call Coach Prime.
Oh, that was...
I call him Deion.
Yeah, right.
I call him Deion Sanders. You know I do. You know
Sometimes.
I do.
Sometimes. Sometimes you say Coach Prime, too.
When? When was...
Z.
When?
Z.
When?
Oh, all right, here we go. Play the clip.
All right. So this is Christian Fourier on a podcast talking about Deion Sanders.
How about the direction of your alma mater with Colorado? Deion Sanders, the first 2 years, it was fun. Last year with Alchador and Travis Hunter, it didn't work out well. Was that as what happened a year ago? Was that as good as it's ever going to get for Colorado with Coach Prime?
Well, see, you don't have enough time for me to get into that. See that helmet right there? It's some of my best memories of my life. I'll just put it this way, because I don't have time to get. I'm just not a fan of the coach. I'm not. I'll never be a fan of the coach. I love the school, and this isn't me picking on Deion Sanders, because I pick on Joe Gibbs. The worst coach I've ever had was Joe Gibbs. So me picking on Deion Sanders is nothing. I just don't like the way he coaches football. I don't think he's very bright. I don't think he can manage a game. I think there's a lot of flash, but I think there's no substance, and he's got a lot of people like brainwashed. And, we'll see. We'll see what he can do. But I'm not a fan of him. Not a fan of his coaching style, not a fan of his messaging. There's a lot of things, internally that I know about that I'm not a fan of. And it's just not worth my energy to sit there and follow it and then go back and forth with the Emperor Has No Clothes crowd that support him regardless of how stupid he is sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
I mean, that was as direct and...
Zach, that wasn't just direct. That was more personal. That's what it felt like. It felt like when you start to have to call people names, like we're doing this, all you had to say was, I'm not a fan of him. Not a fan of his philosophy. I don't believe in what he says. But when you start to call someone stupid, when you start to say that you pretty much don't like the man over and over and over, I feel like that's more personal. And on top of that, the reason why he says, well, I know more internally, why is that? Why do you think that is? His baby boy was there.
Yeah.
For his freshman year.
Yep.
Then he leaves right after that. So you already probably feel some type of way because you were promised something. So obviously you liked the coach at the beginning because you were there. So you were there with the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Something may not have worked out. You didn't agree with it. He wasn't getting playing time. He leaves. That right there, to me, it sounds more personal than just saying, look, I just don't believe in his philosophies. That's all he had to say if he doesn't like what's going on with Coach Prime. It's personal. That was personal.
Well, wasn't that Deion's slogan?
Yeah, exactly.
It's personal?
It's personal. Hey, that was personal right there. Come on, man.
It did. I didn't think of it like that, but you're right. And just for clarity, his son did go there for a year, and then he transferred like a lot of the kids at CU. Both things could be true. Because there could be something personal that, maybe he was promised something, right? And then you don't get it. And newsflash, a lot of promises are made on the recruiting trail from coaches all over the country. That's not specific to anyone in Boulder or anything like that. When you are trying to land a kid, sometimes these coaches say a lot and overextend themselves, and then reality hits. And that's just part of the recruiting process, quite frankly. But also, you know, when you say that I know about stuff that's going on internally, he also could just be hearing back from his son some of the stuff that was going on.
For sure.
And also, he's a significant alumni, and as are you. And you hear stuff, you know, from time to time that, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but it might not be your favorite things that you hear. And I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying.
Sure. But honestly, man, that's anywhere you go.
Sure.
Even Kirby Smart, there's things that he probably has done that players go there and say, well, he rubbed me the wrong way, but it's Kirby Smart.
Sure.
You're winning, so you're not going to say anything.
And when you're winning, man, it's the heaviest layer of mascara for any issues like this. And so that was Christian Fourier part 1. Here's Christian Fourier part 2. Talking about, well, because the host of the podcast, what is his name? Is it Zach Gelb? The host of the podcast? Yeah, Zach Gelb. He said, well, let me give you some pushback. What would you say to someone who's like, hey, that was an irrelevant program before he got there? What would your answer be then? And this is what former all-conference All-American for the Buffs, Christian Fourier, said to that.
I think that's funny. I was like, wow, they got a new scoreboard. Hey, listen, Fox is like, fine. If that's what if that is what gets you going, then good for you. Like, I don't listen. That's not what. Listen, it's hard to win at Colorado. It's hard to recruit in Colorado. They don't have. I get it. Like they've been bad for a long period of time, and it takes a special person. It's going to take a special person. So initially, I was all for it. I was backing everything that he was doing because that's what Bill McCartney did. Very unpopular. You know, so he had to have the courage of his convictions and, you know, and then ignore everybody else. But as time went on, I'm just like, wait, none of this makes any sense. I'm like, how long are they going to put up with this? And, you know, what else are we going to do? So if relevancy and, you know, having a sold out crowd, having people talk about you on Twitter, if that's what you want, well, then congratulations, you've achieved it. But I just don't know, like, if is that the end goal? Just to be relevant, to have a new scoreboard, to have have people talking about you, or do you want to win games? Win games the way you win games, the way you recruit, like know everybody's name, give everybody the same attention, sing the fight song, learn the fight song. I would say then you got business. But right now, all your victories are hollow in my book. If all you care about is relevancy, they're hollow. They mean nothing. Win the Big 12. Go ahead, win that, and then okay, your methods work. But right now, listen, Zach, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I'm not a fan.
All right, so
that's personal.
There was, again, a lot there. What was your biggest takeaway?
That's exactly what it is. He has some type of issue. Now, I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong, and like singing the fight song and certain things when it comes to the culture. But like what that sounds like to me is a man that is upset because of something else that he's not willing to say. And it has to be with my guessing his son.
Who, by the way, I said he was there for 1 year. He was there for 3. He was there for 2021, 2022, and 2023.
And do you have his stats up at all?
Yeah, he played in 17 games, but I see 3 catches, type deal. So he wasn't a bona fide player. My guess is the games he played in were probably special teams. My assumption is based on the other stats.
Well, there you go, right there. We know how we get with our kids. We want our kids to be the greatest ever.
Sure.
And when they're not getting that attention or they're not getting that opportunity, we're upset. We want to blame somebody else. All right, I do understand, like I said earlier, there's certain things that Coach Prime has done that I don't agree with. But the way that this man is going at Coach Prime, and by the way, you've sat there and you said that about Prime. What about the other coaches that have been losing? The Carl Durrells, Mel Tucker that leaves. You didn't hear him talking about them. What about when we were having our success? I didn't see him walking through the building in 2016 congratulating us, and we went to the Pac-12 championship. Like, to me, what he's doing, and everybody, they can do what they want to do. All right, there's certain things Coach Prime does I'm not a fan of. But that right there, what that man did right there, telling us all this, that was personal.
There is some smacking of that, and there's a direct line, right, with his son there. Not to pry.
for sure.
But when you say there's stuff that Deion Sanders has done that you don't like, what's like the first thing that comes to mind?
Sing the fight song. Be together. Believe in culture. That's what I'm looking for, right? This is not just about the Deion Sanders show. This is about a program in the history. We talk about the Denver Broncos in the history, and you want a museum, all right, because of the history there.
Definitely.
That's the exact same thing that the Alabamas of the world are doing, Ohio State, Michigans. You go into their facilities, it's about the history. You're learning about everybody. Welcome everybody back. All right, everybody is welcome back in Alabama, Michigan. You know the old heads' names. Here in Colorado, you don't have that anymore. So, of course, I would love for there to be more culture, for there to be more history.
Yeah.
You know, for the players to know that fight song, or the players to know the old guys that used to walk in the building, the Chad Browns, the Big Owls, right? Know them, understand what they did for that university. That's what I learned about them. That's why when I sung that fight song, it was all about the pride, the tradition of the Colorado Buffalo, who would not be entrusted to the timid nor the weak. But they don't know that. These kids nowadays, and it's not just them, these kids nowadays are just there for the money. And this is why college, in a way, it's like you're there one year, you're out the other. We know that. But just have a little bit more pride in what you're doing over there. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think that's pretty well said. It makes me sad. I mean, I have no direct affiliation with Colorado, but when you have a coach who openly says, see, there's one thing not to emphasize certain things, but it's another when you actually de-emphasize.
Yeah.
When you say into a microphone, I'm not making these kids learn the fight song. When you say into a microphone, now this was one of his criticisms here, Christian Fourier, and maybe it had to do with his son, maybe.
Yep.
But also Deion said it into a microphone. But Christian Fourier brings it up there when he says, get to know their names. One of the shocking things that I heard Deion Sanders say since he got the job, and there's a handful, like I don't believe in building a team from the inside out. I build it from the outside in. Crazy to me. I don't believe in culture. What is culture? That sounds crazy to me as a leader of men, as a coach.
Yeah.
What's an established quarterback? Who's an established? I'm like, Deion, what are we doing here?
Yeah, sometimes I just think he's doing it just to do it. It's like, come on, that's not true. And then you have coaches coming out saying the opposite. That's on your staff.
Right. That was a crazy sequence with the established quarterback and culture and identity. Identity was the one he said. What is identity? Like, holy smokes, what are we talking about here?
Who we are.
Right. but one of the craziest things that he said, in my opinion, was when he said, I don't know all the kids' names. I'm like, I just don't know why you'd ever say that into a microphone. It's just it's crazy to me. But separate from all his criticism, Christian Fourier, and it did sound like there was something maybe deeper rooted in why he would blast them to that degree. There was, I thought, fair criticisms within some of that stuff. And I'm not going to break down games from the fall, but like game management stuff and actually coaching.
Yes. Yeah, but we sat here and we can sit here and what do we always say? Z? The first thing we say when we're going to talk about players is they criticize the performance, not the performance, not the performer.
Yeah.
Right? Like yes, Prime needs to be better at game management. He needs to be a better head coach. We all know that. We know that he is not a good coach in certain situations. Now, a motivator are getting kids to believe in themselves, getting kids in the building, usually, that's him. They come and go, right? Usually, like, they come and go. But for you to sit here and say, like, pretty much like the man's stupid.
Yeah, that was...
What are we doing here?
Well...
That right there, I think you crossed... I know you crossed the line.
Yeah.
Any of us would get in trouble for calling somebody stupid.
Well, you know what? I don't know if we'd get in trouble. I know.
Come on, Z.
No, I'll keep it to this show.
Yeah,
we don't really call people names.
No.
And there's different ways of doing this job, and I know others who do, and that's fine. It's their show and their voice and their opinions. For you and I, we don't really do that. I try not to say things into a microphone that I wouldn't feel comfortable saying critically to someone. I try. But that did, and that's where we were like, hey man, this sounds personal. There does sound some stuff like that. But more overarching, like Deion Sanders has not done a great job at Colorado. Okay, he's getting paid like a top 5 coach. All right, his record in conference, well, his record overall, what is it? Is it 16-21? Is that right?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, 16-21. His record in conference, Pac-12 his first year, Big 12 these last 2 years, is 9-13. When he plays top 25 opponents, he's had 10 games against them. He's 2-8. When he plays games, when his team plays games away from Boulder, 16 road games since he took over. You know what the road record is? 3-13. And you mentioned Carl Durrell. If you look at, and you have to do it by winning percentage because Carl Durrell had a season that was cut in half because of COVID. Yeah, there was only 6 games played where normally you play like 11 or 12. Yep. So I just looked at it by winning percentage. Carl Durrell won about 36% of his games. Deion Sanders is winning just 43% of his. And you're paying him like a top 10 coach, or excuse me, top 5 coach. So my question is, separate from Christian Fourier's criticisms, okay? So if we can just
personal criticisms.
Come on, some of the criticisms in there were fair, okay?
Yeah, of course, but a lot of it was his son. It was not playing.
I
guarantee
it was a personal tone. I will give you that. It was a personal tone.
If he was sitting right there, I'd tell him it my own self. If he wants to call me, I'll tell him it my own self. That was personal.
There was a personal tone to it, no doubt. He did call him a name, called him stupid. So I'm meeting you in the middle here, but there was some fair criticism. But take all of that and put it to the side, okay? And as we just look at Deion, CU, what the expectations were, what the results are, and what should they be moving forward. Like, that's a bigger boy conversation that has no personal tone to it, nothing to do with Christian Fourier. He's the jumping off point for having this conversation. But, like, what represents success here moving forward for Deion Sanders going into year 4 and getting paid? What is he getting paid this year? Is it $10 million, $11 million, something right in there, 10.5? I think
that's still top 5, correct?
It's top 5 money with Kirby Smart, Dabo Sweeney, my guy there in Indiana, Kurt Signetti,
Uncle Kurt.
So what moving forward here? You have 3 years of sample size. I just passed along the evidence. It hasn't been very good and hasn't been significantly better than the winning percentage of the coach that in the terrible stretch of the program's history. What should it be moving forward?
You're getting paid like a top 5 coach. You have to start producing like a top 5 coach. Now, I do understand it's hard to get kids here at the University of Colorado, especially if you don't have the money in today's game. You got to have the money. All right, you can say you don't have to believe it. You don't. I mean, majority of the guys that were in the playoffs had money. Texas Tech being one of them. I'm going to always bring that up because we whooped their ass 2 years ago. They bring in a bunch of guys because of money. They're in the college football playoffs.
It's a huge, it's a main ingredient to try to build a contender.
With that being said, Coach Prime made a bunch of moves this year. New offensive coordinator. All right, you paid Chris Livingston or Robert Livingston, all right, a lot of money. He's one of the highest paid defensive coordinators in Big 12 right now.
Yeah, and the highest in CU's history.
In CU's history as well. So when you say all that, you're getting some of these players. I think that they took a different approach this year by bringing in players that not a lot of people know from smaller schools, but they have done a great job at those small schools, and now they have an upgrade. So now you have these guys that really want to play and prove that they belong at this level. I think that they need to win at least 8 games. Right? They have to win 8 games this year. They have to be competitive. Now, last year, see, you look at a record, but if you don't watch the games, they were in a lot of these games. BYU game, TCU at one point. Right? They have to find ways to finish now. There is no more excuses. This is a performance-based business. Everybody, from coaches to players, you have to perform at a high level. So at least 8 games need to be won this upcoming year for Coach Prime. Enough is enough. All right, you had the Heisman, you had your son. This year after they left, you didn't do well. You revamped the team, you revamped the coaching staff. Now it's time to go to work. Now it's time to win games and be a part of the conversation. Can you get to the college football playoffs? Can you get to the Big 12 championship game? That should be the goal. All right, so
this year or
no, this is this year.
Like so the goal should be trying to compete for a Big 12 championship.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Z, look, like every year you're getting all these kids coming in and out.
Yep.
You know, it's a revamped team. So I want to see you guys winning games. Enough's enough. You're getting paid like one of the highest paid coaches
in the whole country.
In the whole country.
Yeah.
So then now you have to start performing like it.
All right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're on the right track. Going 8-4 this year should be the goal. Do I think it's realistic that this team is going to go win the Big 12? I don't. But the threshold for success can't be 6-6 and appearing in a bowl game when you're paying your coach $10-11 million. So, like, at a certain point, we have to talk about the rubber meeting the road, and you are with your commentary right now, sort of meeting that moment. You have a new athletic director. Everything's under review. You know, I'm seeing on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 that, hey, Deion's been a commercial success in Boulder, and hey, you guys are talking about wins and losses, but they're making money, and that's the only thing that matters for the university. Guys, they're projected to have the largest financial loss in the history of the athletic department. All right, they need to win. They need to win for this to all make sense.
Winning cures everything, man, in the sports world.
Because if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. And if you're paying your coach and he's the biggest bill, on the docket after a revenue share bill, you have to validate it at some point. And so, yeah, I think 8 wins. I think that's more than fair and realistic. And if you don't get to that point, it'll be a failure. And do you? Because right now, I'm not. You can comment on this if you want.
Yeah.
Right now, through 3 years, has it been a failure? Through 3 years,
I'm not going to call it a failure yet. Now, if he has another year like this year, then of course you have to call it that, because you're definitely losing more than you're winning. I know right now you're losing more than you're winning. But also, he did have that year where they had a Heisman winner, that they were one game away from the Big 12 championship, and we were talking about playoffs. All right, so if Coach Prime can't get back to that or close to it, then there's an issue. So not yet. I'm not going to consider this a failure for this man yet. I'm not going to close the door on him just yet.
I'm not closing the door, but we're one step. We're one step away, I think, of one more season like the one that we just saw and the first season, because then you'll point to that Heisman season as the outlier. So we'll see. We'll see how it ages here.
Performance-based business. You got to perform.
Yep. If you want to comment on this, RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. Speaking of CU and people getting ripped, did you hear Tad Boyle rip his team in a way that is uncommon for Tad? You'll hear it next.
Does Sean Payton need to light a fire in his running back room?
NFL stands for not for long. Either you got it or you don't, but you better come with it, period. Go out there, stack that room up, and force there to be some competition. That's going to bring the best out of everybody.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Hey guys, listen up. Saturday is Valentine's Day. Usually most men think of candy or flowers, but this year consider giving your special lady something truly spectacular. Buy her a few hours of rest and relaxation at Beau Visage Skincare and Spa. Beau Visage specializes in several luxurious pampering services that women love. But with all the spas around today, why choose Beau Visage? Simple. At Beau Visage, you're not just buying a service. Instead, your special lady receives a wonderful overall experience. Trust me, there is no place like Beau Visage. This place is terrific, professional, first class, and they do a great job at very competitive prices. And it's easy shopping for you. Just call them, 303-779-5002, or online at bvspa.com. This Valentine's Day, send that special lady to Beau Visage, 303-779-5002, or online at bvspa.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and you can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 Count on The Drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. Phil, what was the what coach ripped you the worst if you think back to high school, college, NFL? What was there a coach in particular that was just on your butt?
Yeah, Coach Eric Bieniemy. Oh, buddy. He gonna talk about you, your mama, your dad.
Seriously?
Oh man, if you can take it
to a college kid.
Oh, Z, there's some stuff that maybe I'll tell you off air what my man said to a couple players. He did not care, and you know what? Maybe he has changed his tune a little bit in the NFL because you can't talk. Now he's tried, but you can't talk to those NFL players like that. You're not gonna talk to Patrick Mahomes like you would the college kids that weren't making money at the time.
Right.
You have to remember when EB was in Colorado and around the college world, players weren't making money. Now I know he went back and he was the offensive coordinator at UCLA, ends up getting fired, I want to say, or let go of that if that's what they want, the terms they want to call it. But yeah, man, he was hard. He was hard. If you made the wrong cut, it was over for you.
Man, I was gonna say, well, he seems like it. I forgot that you played for him, but his reputation kind of precedes him in that department. Well, here was Tad Boyle. Here was Tad Boyle ripping his team after last night's blowout loss. Listen to this.
I mean, that was just a good old-fashioned ass whipping. I don't. There's just no other way to say it. A lot of you guys are from West Texas. You probably know what that is, and we took one tonight. So credit Texas Tech. They have a motto with their program that the toughest team wins, and there wasn't even question who the tougher team was tonight, and that was Texas Tech, and we weren't. And so I'm embarrassed by our performance. I'm embarrassed for our university. I'm embarrassed for the city of Boulder. I'm embarrassed for the state of Colorado. I'm embarrassed for every former player that's worn this uniform. And we got to own this. But, when you give up 17 offensive rebounds and then the biggest part of the game plan is taking away their threes from their shooters, and they make 12 threes, and then we foul them on another one with 0.3 seconds to go into the first half, it's just not good enough in any way, shape, or form. I started my career as the head coach at Northern Colorado in the Big Sky, and we would travel to Bozeman, Montana, and Missoula, and Utah, Pocatello, Idaho, and we would always fly commercial. And you'd lose on the road, and you'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You'd catch a 6 a.m. flight back to Denver and then drive an hour to Greeley, and that's what we deserve right now. We deserve to be on a 6 a.m. flight out of Lubbock, commercial, Southwest, whatever airline you choose. We don't deserve a charter plane back to Boulder tonight. We got one. We paid for it. But we wasted our money. We wasted our university's money, and that's on me. So I'll take the ownership of this because I'm the head coach, and the buck stops with me. But I'm embarrassed. I've not said I've embarrassed very often. Pat, you've followed us a long time, but I'm embarrassed tonight.
Whoa, that was. So I've been following Tad Boyle up at Colorado for nearly a decade.
Roll Tad.
And I can't remember ever hearing him rip his team like that. I got to tell you, that was kind of awesome. And you don't want to lose 78-44.
For sure, but we're not those players. So you're right. Listening to the coach just go crazy, talking about how embarrassing that performance was, but he still took accountability. It wasn't just about the players. So, man, my man said they don't deserve to fly. Private?
Yeah, private. They have the charter flight.
They should get a bus and drive back home.
That was gold. Gold, Jerry, gold. I mean, dude, that was as good of a ripping because nowadays that doesn't happen as much. In this era of the college players getting paid and the empowerment that comes with that.
I think that's why, what you said right there, you have players, not just basketball, but in college in general, that are getting paid. So they're probably paying some of these players. I don't know how much, but some of these players may be getting paid a little bit of money, and yet you're out there on the court and you can't rebound, you can't shoot, you're getting dominated. It's embarrassing, and yet you're getting a paycheck. And I think Tad is done with it. I think he's upset. He's done. He's wore out, and he's just going to let it all out now.
Yeah, I knew this Big 12 journey was going to be a hard one for CU men's basketball. And for all the things that we were just talking about CU football, like, it's hard to get players to CU, and if you don't have the NIL bag, it's just tough. But, man, at a certain point in time, CU started the season 12-3. But their schedule was a little bit soft. They won one or two games that they weren't supposed to win. But they've been going through it. Oof. They have twice as many losses in the Big 12 as they do wins. And it's not going to get easier. You're going to go on the road against a top 25 BYU team on Friday, Saturday. But I will say, I'm a fan of Tad Boyles.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that there is still room in today's college landscape for a good old-fashioned ass-chewing. And to do it publicly in that way, to say these guys don't deserve to fly on our chartered flight. They deserve to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We wasted our money on that flight. I mean, damn, that was awesome.
They're going to get on that flight. They're going to have Chick-fil-A, couple Gatorades.
Oh, yeah.
TV sitting in front of them.
Yep.
Them giggling and stuff, texting their girlfriends saying what's going to happen tonight. Take their phones, Tad. Take all their phones.
And there should be no screens.
No screen.
No TV. No TV
no
for you.
Chick-fil-A.
All right, we'll see. I mean, that was awesome. That was just great.
1, 2.
All right, Nathan McKinnon scores on Canada's way to a 5-0 rout over Czechia this morning. We both had an eye on that game.
Yep.
Cale Makar had an assist as well. Marty Netchis, no points as the Czechs go scoreless. Right now, Team USA is wrapping up a 5-1 victory over Latvia in a game that we saw Brock Nelson score 2 goals. Could have had a hat trick, but man, he is off to a blistering start to these Olympic Games.
I mean, Z, he was off to a blistering start for the Colorado Avalanche. He's doing it with the USA team right now. He's not playing a significant amount of minutes as well, so that's going to be interesting to see what that looks like. Does his minutes increase as time goes on? But our guy, Brock Nelson, is lighting it up, man, and it's fun to watch.
It is really fun. I think he was on the 4th line today.
Yes, 4th line, yeah.
And walks away with multiple goals. Could have had a hat trick. But you love to see it. McKinnon doing his thing this morning. Makar doing his thing. Brock Nelson doing his thing. Fantastic stuff. And somehow Team USA was laying 3.5 goals to Latvia and covered the spread, winning by 4, 5-1. All right, we will kick out of the last slap of the mat on the 3 count here. We now know what we're not going to see tonight. As we begin to gather clues on the Broncos' new stadium, we'll tell you what you're not going to see tonight. And also, the new digs should feature something currently missing in Denver sports. And we'll talk about what next.
Could major changes be on the horizon for the Colorado Avalanche?
If you do not make it past the second round, you have to either fire Jared Bednar and or break up this core. If you're not able to get out of the second round, you got to make massive changes.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. Like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com, because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastry at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Experience the thrill of Division I gymnastics on Valentine's Day in pink as DU Gymnastics hosts Arizona for the annual Pink Out with the Pios presented by Common Spirit. Spread the love, purchase your tickets, wear pink, and cheer on Denver Gymnastics. It will be a nonstop party this Valentine's Day in Magnus Arena.
Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. Why? You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. When that happens, your heat leaks out and the cold gets in. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And ask how you could get a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Schedule a quote now at windownation.com.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, we now know what we're not going to see tonight as we begin to gather clues on the Broncos' new stadium. I'll tell you what that is. Also, the new digs should feature something currently missing in Denver sports that I have talked about for a handful of years here, but now is the perfect time to remedy that situation. We'll get to all of this here. I tried to warn our audience yesterday, and definitely at the end of the show when Will Peterson came in, and this might have even been 2 nights ago, I forget, but
There might have been 2 nights ago.
renderings.
Yeah.
Renderings, as in a forecast of what the stadium is going to look like, whether it's 2D on just like a easel or on a projection or a PowerPoint.
See, I'm a visual learner. I got to see something like that, Z. I need to see what's going on. I don't want to hear. I want to see it.
Yes, and or like a 3D model.
Yeah.
And we're not going to see any of that. And I remember saying I don't expect to see it because they haven't actually announced Burnham Yard as the official building site.
You said you're not going to give your hopes up.
No, and that's what I would have been doing.
And I was laughing at you, like, come on now.
Yeah, so Mike Kliss put it out there this morning. No renderings tonight. So unfortunately, this evening at this sort of town hall setup, this Q&A, this live polling session at a rec center near Burnham Yard, we're not going to see what the future of the stadium looks like. But we're going to learn a lot. I believe we're going to learn a lot. But no renderings. Here's what I think the Denver Broncos should do. So yesterday, I talked to you about my idea of putting in a museum for the new stadium. And if you want to hear that long form of a conversation, go back to the podcast available at DenverSports.com, Spotify, wherever you podcast, okay?
You sure you're not in on this? You sure you're not one of the guys that's building this
I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
All right.
But they should have a museum in the new Mile High to honor the past. And this whole thing is about the future. The future of the stadium, the new facility at Dove Valley, new owner, new coach, new quarterback. So much is about the horizon, but just as a reminder, you stand on the shoulders of giants, and you're now the history holders of the Denver Broncos. You should honor that history. The other thing that I hope, and I've talked about this through the years here into this same microphone, we are severely lacking statues of Denver sports heroes. And outside of, now you have those pillars in the little area in front of the current Mile High.
Or those are all the Hall of Famers.
Ring of Famers.
Ring of Famers.
Yep. And that's a great setup. But there's a difference between those sort of pillars and a statue. A statue's powerful. And I cannot tell you the feeling of being outside the United Center and standing next to the statue of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who is doing his logo pose, and it's larger than life. Mm-hmm. It's dwarfing. You feel small next to it, and you should. And I have a picture in front of that statue that I'll have for the rest of my life, okay? And when you go to the new Mile High, there should be a larger-than-life statue of John Elway. Now, a lot of great Broncos have come through this organization. So many Hall of Fame players, and of course, Ring of Fame players, guys who made their mark, but no one made a larger footprint for Colorado as a state than John Elway.
So just John Elway. No other guy?
No other guy.
What?
I know. There's been a bunch of great players, but there's only one John Elway, all right? It wasn't always perfect. Right, back half of his executive, run.
We're talking about the player.
Talking about the player, and then he did become an executive that also won a Super Bowl, which somehow it's just so crazy. Him and Sakic and the dueling dynamic of both of those standings as players and executives. But anyway, there was only one John, and I think it would be so cool going to the new stadium and having a larger than life statue of the Duke of Denver.
I mean, I'm not going to have any pushback. It's John Elway. But I would like to have a couple other players up there as well that, like, it's history. It's not just about John. John was able to get there. But do we forget, John was able to have success when Mr. Terrell Davis was there. No, I'm not saying Terrell Davis should have a statue. Or, yes, you can give the real 30 a statue if you want. He was a big part of the reason why we were able to win those championships. Or what about Mr. Floyd Little? All right, the franchise. We're not here in Denver without that man. So I love your idea of the statues. I love your idea of the museum. That's why I'm asking, are you on the inside of all this? Maybe you're the one building all this up.
Well, why would you say I'm on the inside? Have you heard a whisper that that's going to happen?
No, for me, it's just like you have these great ideas. Like you have these great ideas that's like, wow, if you're thinking of these, then somebody else better be thinking of something like this because it's so creative. I didn't think about a museum, see? I didn't. But I would love to walk in and say, wow, the history here. Here, I still need to learn about the history of the Denver Broncos.
Sure.
You know, the statue, right? Someone like John Elway, he needs to be represented at the highest because of what he has done. But I want to see a couple other ones as well if we're going to do statues.
Well, there is a precedent for that. Now, it wouldn't be my preference because I think you can there could be a tendency to I don't even want to say it because I was going to say you could dilute it if you do too many statues. Yeah. Outside the Staples Center in Los Angeles, they have a collection of statues, and it's really cool. And it's only the greatest of all time. Los Angeles, not just Lakers, but L.A. sports figures. Magic Johnson has a statue. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has a statue. Shaq has a statue. Jerry West, the logo, has a statue. Elgin Baylor has a statue. Wayne Gretzky has a statue. Luke Robitaille has a statue. Chick Hearn, the longtime announcer for the Lakers who invented the phrase slam dunk, has a statue. And Kobe has a statue. That's a lot of statues, but it's a lot of greatness. So if you wanted to go that route, I would rather you go that route and have 8 statues out front of Randy Gradishar, John Elway, Terrell Davis, Shannon Sharp. Like, if you're a Hall of Fame Bronco, you want to go that route, I'd rather you go that route than have no statues.
I love it. Because
right now,
some statues.
Right now, there's no statues in Denver sports.
Have some creativity.
So I think it'd be a fun, imagine that outside the stadium. The Jordan one outside the United Center is nuts. It's so cool. And John Elway was the Michael Jordan of the Denver Broncos, if that makes sense. So I'd like to see it. Have no idea if they would consider anything like that.
Peyton Manning has a statue outside of Indianapolis, correct? I'm not sure.
Wait, say again?
Peyton Manning, does he have a statue outside of Indianapolis?
Yes, he does. They gave it to him, I think, just like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So I was gone before they did that. But, yeah, I remember. So, yes, let's have a statue out there.
All right. We may have actually a couple statues coming to Denver Sports that are on the docket. We can tell you what those are. Also, the Broncos took a big swing at a position of need last offseason. Wait until you hear the numbers that followed it. It'll blow your mind. It blew mine this morning. Details next.
The champ! Are you ready?
Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at DenverSports.com/superfan. That's DenverSports.com/superfan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And it's a brand new year, as you know. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, you know you need a diamond in. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or hey, just finally doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins at Williams Jewelers. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. Not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Hey guys, listen up. Saturday is Valentine's Day. Usually most men think of candy or flowers, but this year consider giving your special lady something truly spectacular. Buy her a few hours of rest and relaxation at Beau Visage Skincare and Spa. Beau Visage specializes in several luxurious pampering services that women love. But with all the spas around today, why choose Beau Visage? Simple. At Beau Visage, you're not just buying a service. Instead, your special lady receives a wonderful overall experience. Trust me, there is no place like Beau Visage. This place is terrific, professional, first class, and they do a great job at very competitive prices. And it's easy shopping for you. Just call them, 303-779-5002 or online at bvspa.com. This Valentine's Day, send that special lady to Beau Visage, 303-779-5002 or online at bvspa.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. Looking for the best deal in town this President's Day? Then stop by our Denver Clearance Center, where you'll find savings of 70% or more on open box, overstock, and discontinued appliances from the industry's best brands, including Bosch, Thermador, KitchenAid, and many more. Hurry in for the best selection, or visit us online and take advantage of these huge President's Day savings. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Shop Denver Mattress Fantastic 4-Day Sale. The Colorado Queen now $199. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus 60 months no interest, no down payment, and free shipping at Denver Mattress.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, the Denver Broncos took a big swing at a position of need last offseason. Wait till you hear the numbers that followed it. Oh, my goodness. We'll give you that. Also, I told you before the break, there are a couple statues coming to Denver, if you haven't heard. We're just having a little statue talk. I think there should be a big, massive statue of John Elway outside the new Mile High.
When are we going to get a statue of you out there? Just ZB sitting there smiling.
It's going to be like a little bitty one. Who got the little bitty statue recently? Was it Iverson in Philly? It was
Dwayne Wade, I think, wasn't it?
No, Dwayne Wade had the statue that didn't look like him.
It was Iverson.
They released an Iverson statue, and it was like 4 foot.
What do you do with that? Like,
what are we doing?
Exactly. Like, if I'm Allen Iverson, I'm upset. I am, but then again, it's like, damn, I have a statue out here, but
right.
Look what it looks like.
Right. I have a follow-up question on this we'll get to in just a second. Let me first call all wrestling fans, okay? We have your chance to go to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. For more information and to enter, head to DenverSports.com/superfan. And also, I've been thinking about this. You know, I will volunteer my time from time to time, whether it's youth coaching.
Yeah.
You know, you do your camp. I am going to put myself out there and volunteer my time to whoever wins this contest. I will go with you.
Look at you.
I will go with you. No, I'm serious. If you want me to go with you to this big, massive event, you know the one, I will go as your guest.
Man, that right there is gutsy. You know, you're sacrificing everything to do that.
That's right. That's right. So just to put a bow on the conversation we were having, I've been talking about it off and on for a handful of years behind this microphone. I think we're underrepresented from a statue standpoint in Denver. We don't currently have a statue for any one athlete. Now, there is a statue outside in front of Coors Field, but it's not actually a person. It's like the unnamed player.
It's just random.
Kinda. And people still take pictures in front of that every single day. And so imagine if it was what's coming. Because what is coming, the first one is going to be Larry Walker. Relatively newly minted Hall of Famer. All right, Larry Walker is going to have a statue. Is it going outside Coors Field, Drew, do we know, or is it within Coors Field?
It looks like, I think it's going, well, let's see. I think it is outside Coors Field.
Okay.
Good.
I like that. So a statue of Larry Walker is coming in August, and then later in the year, I believe in the month of September, there is going to be an unveiling of a statue for Todd Helton. So that is pretty cool. Those will be the first two statues of former Denver sports athletes. And then hopefully one comes, and then we can even have a further conversation because they're going to redo the where the Nuggets and Avs play. Ball Arena has a expiration date on it. They're going to redo that whole Riverwalk, and what an opportunity to honor the past. Put some statues outside of there as well.
You know what? Maybe that's a question somebody can ask if they're going to the event tonight with the Denver Broncos. Is could there be statues put outside? Now I don't know if they're going to say yes or no. But that definitely needs to happen for some of these players that have helped build and shaped Denver sports.
Yep. All right.
We'll get you a statue, Z. We'll get you a statue.
Just a little one.
No, I'm going to get you a big one. Big ass one.
The Broncos took a big swing at a position of need last offseason. The numbers that followed they're hard to stomach. And I was reading Andrew Mason at DenverSports.com this morning. This is where the Broncos' tight end room ranked across the National Football League, okay, after the incredible investment in Evan Ingram, all right? Receptions, the Broncos ranked 19th in tight end receptions. Yards, the Broncos ranked 26th in yards from tight ends. First downs, in a league of 32 teams, the Denver Broncos ranked 30th in first downs. When it came to touchdown receptions from tight ends, you know how many touchdowns came from tight ends this year? I can't believe this is real.
Well, I'll start with this. We know Evan Ingram had only one touchdown this year.
Yes.
So then how many more?
A total of 3. All season long. That was tied for 28th. That somehow the previous season before Ingram got here, the Broncos ranked 13th across the NFL in tight end touchdowns. That went to 28th. Just 3 of them. The Broncos tight end room did lead the league in one category, though.
Don't you dare say drop passes.
Drop passes.
Don't you dare.
How nuts is that?
It's not good.
19th in catches, 26th in yards, 30th in first downs, 28th in touchdown receptions, league leader in drops. That is like, holy smokes.
Well, that's the huge issue right now. We all know, if you've been following Sean Payton, and Sean will put it out there when he says he needs that joker. Usually the joker's coming from that tight end position, but it could be a running back. Usually it's going to be the tight end or running back, so one of those guys. It was supposed to be the tight end this year. You need a tight end in Sean's offense, a guy that's going to open up that field for you, stretch that field. You can place all over the place, can block. And yet that was not what happened this year for Evan Ingram, for that tight end room. Now, do I want to blame the tight ends and only the tight ends? No. That's easy to do.
Who else are you blaming?
I'm going to blame Sean Payton, the play caller, because he has in the past been creative in the red zone with the tight ends, has he not? This year, he wasn't as creative as he used to be.
I barely remember targets.
Exactly. Why isn't there an opportunity where, hey, the tight ends are the first read? Even Evan Ingram's touchdown was like he was the fourth or fifth read. I want to say third or fourth read.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. These big body tight ends, you mean to tell me you can't come up with a creative play with 5 yards to go for a touchdown and just dump it down to them? And then, so I'm going to give a lot of it on the tight ends because they're out there. Players make plays. Players win games. Z, you know that. A lot of it on Sean Payton because he's the one calling plays and he can help them out. And then Bo has to get them more involved. Trust them. And I know it's hard if they start dropping balls and say, hey, look, I'm going to trust you on third down. But Bo Nix has the ultimate power because he's the one that has the ball in his hands at all times throwing the passes.
So Ingram, cutting Evan Ingram, if you did it before June 1st, it would create over $10 million in dead cap space, and it would save just under $4 million, 3.8. All right, that's according to overthecap.com. If you cut him after June 1st, that post-June 1st designation, that would create around $6.5 million in savings with between $7 and $8 million in dead money this coming year. Do you think at the end of the day Evan Ingram is on this football team next fall?
This is a tough one. Yes, Z, I do. That's a lot of money just to give up in dead cap. It's a lot of money to give up when we know Greg Penner doesn't want to give up a bunch of money. He's a businessman. All right, like I said earlier, this is not all on Evan Ingram. I think Sean Payton could have done a better job of implementing Evan Ingram in the offense, getting him going, all right, doing more creative plays with him, not just having him at the beginning of the year sit there and watch Adam Trotman, all right, get 75, 80% of the time on the football field. That's insane when you're paying Evan Ingram $23 million just to sit there and watch the game like you and I.
That's crazy.
So, yes, I think that Sean's going to try to make this work. Why? Because Sean's going to hand the play calling duties over to Davis Webb. Davis Webb was Evan Ingram's teammate with the Giants. Davis Webb wants to show that he can do this. How do you do it? Get your tight end involved. Get Marvin Mims involved if you're going to keep him. And, Evan Ingram's going to be here, and he's going to work and earn that money that they gave him.
I'd be curious this offseason when Sean Payton speaks just to simply ask, hey, why wasn't Evan Ingram, who was billed your Joker, why didn't he have any success? I shouldn't, not any success. You wouldn't answer it like that or ask it like that, rather. But
how would you ask it if I was Sean right now?
What was the disconnect between Evan Ingram and the offense?
He'd be like, great question.
Just real simple. What was the disconnect?
I like that. I wonder if somebody will ask that, and I wonder if you would answer it.
And how honest he would be.
How honest, yes.
Because Evan Ingram was asked about it, and he said it was outside of my control.
Yeah, he was not a happy camper. He seemed like he was frustrated. But
Very.
It's like, buddy, you dropped a lot of footballs too. Like, you can control that.
1 out of every 7.5 catchable passes.
Look, I understand they could have got you more involved, but when the ball is there, and Bo Nix also, like, get the ball down. There was that one in the Houston game where Bo Nix overthrew Evan Ingram for a touchdown. Get that ball down, but they got to get on the same page, all three of them. Sean, if he's the offensive play caller this year, Evan Ingram, Bo Nix, they have to get on the same page because Evan Ingram supposedly is our joker unless they draft one.
Well, that entire room could be different. Troutman is unrestricted free agent. Nate Atkins, restricted free agent, who, by the way, dropped 3 of 9 catchable passes this year. Talking about Atkins. Lucas Kroll, restricted free agent. So we'll see what it looks like, man. But moves are definitely coming. There's no doubt. Okay, speaking of pass catchers, just how seriously will the Broncos look at a wide receiver in free agency, which is less than 1 month from right now? That's next.
Does Sean Payton need to light a fire in his running back room?
NFL stands for not for long. Either you got it or you don't, but you better come with it, period. Go out there, stack that room up, and force there to be some competition. That's going to bring the best out of everybody.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh, my gosh. You'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at Helzberg.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicles, 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on your favorite cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, we'll buy your car for top dollar today. Don't miss 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store or AutoNation.com. On select models with approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details, subject to in-store verification.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
You know what it takes to win. The preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
Hey, it's Zach By here. Protect your home with 5280 Exteriors and their James Hardy siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. They also offer 60 months, no interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on
Still more to do. Less than 1 month away from NFL free agency, and this team will change shape again. It will. And the Broncos have more money to spend than they have in years. And you know, it speaks to a larger topic about the roster. And I don't want to get too bogged down with this because I want to get to what we teased into, but like, you have a stable roster right now.
You built that foundation.
Truly, there are not a lot of moving parts. John Franklin Myers, handful of tight ends.
Alex Singleton.
Yes, Singleton.
Justin Sternad, if you want to throw him in there, because he played a lot of games this year. So not a lot of pieces that you need to fill this roster, but you have to find the right pieces, Z, the right ones that can stay healthy, that can make an impact for a 17-game season and stay healthy enough to be in the postseason. I understand that it's football, just like basketball or hockey, anything can happen in sports, but try to find those guys that are consistent.
But the Broncos have so many guys under contract, and the stability of the roster is such that I'm going to repeat myself from what I said maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. You have incredible stability in place. You don't have a lot of departures on the books, but you also have more money to spend in free agency than you've had in years, and you have your full complement plus additional draft picks. That you have 5 picks in the first 4 rounds. So what I said 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think is even more true, or I guess equally true, just more realization of it. The Denver Broncos are going to be a really, really hard team to make. Like, you're talking about making the 53? Yeah. Like, dude, holy smokes.
And what does that do? It brings the best out of everybody. Because if you're fighting for your life, that's what they call it, right? Fighting for your life as a player, that means that every day you have to show up. The day that you don't show up may be the day that you get cut or that guy in front of you jumps you. So now what does it do? What do we always say? Pressure is either going to create that diamond or bust that damn pipe. And so when you're able to do that, now you have more talent out there, more speed, more explosiveness, smarter players. You win more games.
All right, in terms of adding to the roster within the next 3.5 weeks when free agency opens up, in terms of a wide receiver, I'll bounce one off of you here, and you know him better than I do. He was your former teammate. I'm talking about Alec Pierce from the Indianapolis Colts, all right, who played his college football at Cincinnati, who was a part of that team that was the first ever non-Power 5 college football playoff team with Desmond Ridder and Sauce Gardner. Dude, this guy, all this guy has done is come into the league and produce, and he's gotten better and better. Alec Pierce led the entire NFL this year with yards per catch. 21 yards every time, on average, every time he caught the ball. He was top 10 in the NFL in quote-unquote big plays, catches for 20 yards or more. He had 17 of those. He has missed 4 games in 4 years. He is durable. He is available. He is a downfield threat. He is has a reliability rating that is fantastic about him. And his market value, according to SpotRack.com, is 4 years, $80 million. You have to pay for quality plus a tax because it's free agency, but that is still a far cry different from a guy like George Pickens, who we talked about yesterday, who is scheduled to make approximately 4 years, $122 million.
Show me the money.
So you're talking about like literally like $40 million less for a incredible, durable, stable, reliable downfield threat like Alec Pierce, he would be my top target next month in free agency.
You know what, Z? You're learning a lot from me.
In terms of wide receiver.
Yeah, you're learning a lot from me because I didn't have him as my number one, but I had him as my number two. And yes, he was my former teammate. He was young when I was there. He was a rookie. And all he has done is grown. Every single year has gotten better. All right, already a physical specimen. 6'3", over 200 pounds. The 50-50 balls, he has always came down with it. So he's like Courtland Sutton. All right, sneaky speed, though. For some reason, even when he was a rookie, he was able to get off a man coverage or press really easily. And, body control, great body control. But the one thing that I admire the most about him, because I'm a running back, I'm selfish. I need my receivers blocking downfield. He blocks his ass off. And he took pride in it. And he would always come back to us, say, hey, how'd you like that block? How'd you like that block? Did you want me to do a little bit more? Now, of course, he's a rookie, so maybe he's trying to, kiss our butts a little bit to say, man, this guy works hard. But no, he's consistent. He's consistent in his craft. He's consistent off the field because he's a good dude off the field. And I would love for him to be in the Denver Bronco uniform, paired up with Courtland Sutton, that is. All right, and I think in this situation, we wouldn't have to trade Court. Maybe if someone like George Pickens comes to Denver, we may have to trade Courtland because you have two big-time contracts with this receiver position. Now, of course, it's still a big-time contract, but I believe you can still keep Courtland Sutton to mix with Alec Pierce.
Well, if this, and very much unlike Pickens, who we talked about yesterday, is can be a bit of a headache. Alec Pierce, you're telling me as his former teammate, he's going to fit right in from a culture standpoint.
Yeah, you're not going to have to worry about him off the field.
No.
You're not going to have to worry about him upset if he doesn't get the ball.
Yep.
All right, he's a team player, and it showed this year. The Colts were actually really, really good. All right, but there was times where they weren't, and yet he would still do the dirty work for him, and he was never a guy, even if he gets 2 receptions, to cry about it, just like Courtland Sutton.
All right, who do you have on the top of your mind?
You know what, Z? So I did more of a deep dive, and you know this guy, and if you watch football, you're going to know this guy. He's a slot receiver because we need a slot receiver. So I said this makes a little bit more sense than going for someone like Tyreek Hill or George Pickens. So the guy I'm talking about is Wan'Dale Robinson, and he's for the Giants. All right, slot receiver, shifty. Now, he's small, 5'8", 184 pounds, looks just like me, but I'm a sexier version of him, all right? But the thing about him is you can play him all around the field. He can play inside. He can play outside. He had over 1,000 yards this year, 92 receptions, 4 touchdowns. So I want more for that man with the touchdowns, but sometimes that's out of his control. He's 25 years old, but very explosive. A guy that once that ball is in his hands, he can be a dynamic player, playmaker. That's what we need more of. We need more playmakers. All right, we need more speed. All right, football is all about speed. Speed kills, and when you have it, you have to cherish it. You have to use it. Utilize that speed, man. And that's where Robinson comes to play. He can pair well with Courtland Sutton, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims too, and Troy Franklin. And you may not have to give as much money to him as Alec Pierce. So I'm going to go Robinson on this one.
I did not realize Wan'Dale Robinson went for over 1,000 yards this year. Yeah, I would have told you, good player. I did not realize that he was a 92 catch guy. 92 catches is a lot of catches. That's a top 10 number. Over 1,000 yards, 1,014 yards. That's a top 15 number. That's a good one. That is sort of a deeper cut than I had in mind, but I like it. Okay. If you want to respond to that conversation, you can hit us up, ramoslaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. I know you have another name in mind or two. I have one or two as well that we can discuss. We'll circle back to that. In the meantime, the Nuggets won their final game before the All-Star break, but a little bit of context. We'll get to it next.
Could major changes be on the horizon for the Colorado Avalanche?
If you do not make it past the second round, you have to either fire Jared Bednar and or break up this core. If you're not able to get out of the second round, you got to make massive changes.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that, cools up to 8 times faster, and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts and springs guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
This Valentine's, I want to make it really special. Kick it up a notch and tell her exactly how much I love her.
At Williams Jewelers, we've created our one-stop Valentine's package that makes telling your true love exactly how you feel. I'm Steve Williams.
And I'm Shayna Williams. You see, we're one of Colorado's largest fine jewelers with the designer brands she knows and loves, like Tacori and Hearts on Fire.
Thousands of quality, iconic, and yes, affordable pieces you won't find in any other store, starting at under $300.
And now through Valentine's Day, with every purchase of $250 or more, you'll get a fresh cut red rose and a bottle of wine as our gift.
Guys, it's one-stop shopping and you're done.
This year, this Valentine's, more than ever, Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
On the corner of Bellevue and Broadway with plenty of free parking.
We're Denver's first family of fine jewelers.
And your one-stop Valentine's store.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
So the Nuggets won their final game before the All-Star break.
Yeah!
Man,
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I don't know if it was more of a chore for me to watch that game against a tanking Memphis Grizzlies team, or if it was more of a chore for the players themselves to get through the game.
It was tough. It was tough to watch, man. Now, explain what you explained earlier, because some people may think because we keep saying the Grizzlies are tanking, that everybody out there, even the players, know that and they just want to lose.
Yeah, so like it's an organizational approach. So they're purposefully not putting their best foot forward organizationally. The decisions that they make, like trading Jaren Jackson Jr., like you don't get better, you get worse. That's what you can control as an organization. But when you put Jalen Wells out there, he's going to play as hard as he possibly can. And I know most people don't even know
who's Jalen Wells.
Jalen Wells, he's a young player that is starving for NBA success. So he's going to play as hard as he possibly can. And one of my, favorite quotes in life is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So you had one team that was significantly more talented than the other team. They might as well have been the Western Conference All-Stars comparatively to that roster that they're rolling out there.
Yeah.
But, if those guys are going to play as hard as they can, it neutralizes that gap of talent to a certain degree. So the next thing you know, you're in a 4-point game with 12 seconds left, and you need to knock down free throws. And luckily Jamal went 4 for 4 in the last 12 seconds of the game. In a way that he didn't just about 2 weeks ago. Remember, he had the multiple chances on the
and he missed them.
3-point play. I forget who that was even against, but so the most important thing, as Adelman, reiterated after the game several times, is they won. Okay, that's the most important thing. But man, it was a bit of a laborious game. I mean, it was not a fun. I'm thinking of the people in the crowd. I'm like, man, if you're the dad who spent $450 to bring a couple of your kids down there and park and pay for dinner and everything that comes with doing the night out on a Wednesday, no less, and you think that you're gonna see some awesome plays against a bad Memphis Grizzlies team. I mean, it was more of a chore than I had anticipated.
See, I would be that dad that decides to take my kid to the Grizzlies game. Why? I know in my head that the Denver Nuggets are going to win. All right, so my son's going to be able to sit there, enjoy the game, like you just got done saying, see some highlights. But you know what? By the fourth quarter, middle of that damn fourth quarter, we're going to be out the door.
Yeah, you're beating traffic.
We're beating traffic. And that's why I would decide to go to that game. But you know what? You're going up against a bad Grizzlies team, and yet if you were in that building, you were thinking about beating traffic, you weren't even thinking about that anymore. You're thinking about, damn, are the Denver Nuggets going to lose this game? Because they've been horrible in crunch time minutes.
And been horrible at home.
And been horrible at home. So I sat there on that couch by myself. My wife was watching Love is Blind. She likes to do that. My kids are asleep. And I'm sitting there like, Are the Denver Nuggets getting ready to lose this this game to a bad team?
It crossed my mind as well.
Come on, Z.
Yeah.
We're looking at this team talking about before the season even started. Championship team. Championship or bust type of scenario for the Denver Nuggets. And now I'm crossing my fingers hoping that they can beat the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's the NBA in February, and that's just part of it. But also, they're not playing great basketball right now. They're just not. We know that they had lost 4 of 5 coming into last night, and that was, for reasons we talked about yesterday. I mean, it was a must-win game last night. You could not go into the break losing to a tanking Grizzlies team and lose 5 of 6. And they didn't. That's the most important goal was accomplished. It is what it is. I just like I think of this sometimes. Like if you went back in time and told Jamal Murray when he was 15 years old, hey, there's going to come a day you're going to make it to the NBA. You're going to be an all-star. It's going to be a Wednesday night, and you're going to play in front of 15,000 people in an NBA game, and you're not really going to want to be there. That wouldn't have computed to a 15-year-old Jamal Murray.
You would have been like, wake me up, I'm in a nightmare.
Yeah, like what scenario? No, of course. But then you live the life, and you get accustomed to the life, and you get accustomed to playing in front of 15,000 people and being in the NBA and walking in those shoes. And because, again, like I'm watching a group last night, man, they need a break. And should they? That's a different conversation.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, they need a break, but it seems like a lot of these players, the starting 5 in particular, like they've had their break.
Yeah.
They've been dealing with injuries. They've been sitting there. They've been getting fat.
Yeah.
All right, just because you can't do as much when you have an injury. So they don't you think they need to play? They need to get back out there and build the chemistry back up.
Yeah.
I understand that, like, it's out of their control. But that's how I'm thinking. Like, the more time on the court together, the better they will get, the more in shape they will get, the chemistry will be built, and that's how you win.
Yeah, I mean, that's being logical about it. But sometimes the NBA is not logical. Sometimes it's just the NBA in February. And it took me, I'm going to tell you right now, dude, it took me years to let that sink in my hard head, because I'm like, I'm old school. Like, dude, you are getting paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game. You have 3 to 4 games a week. You guys don't even practice anymore. You're playing in front of 15,000 people almost every single night, and you don't work as hard as you. Yeah, you don't work as hard as you can. Because if the Nuggets worked as hard as they could last night, they would have won by 25. And I'm not saying they were out there just being a dog, but that again, it's just.
What do you call the turnovers? 15 turnovers last night, Z.
Yeah,
9 from Jokic.
9 of them from Jokic. I mean, it had already been bad. It's getting worse, and that's the weirdest takeaway from this last week and a half, is watching Jokic look mortal to a degree that I'm just not accustomed to. I mean, 9 turnovers is 7 in the last game. More turnovers than assists in the game before that. I mean, it's foreign to me, because he's Jokic. He's the best player in the world.
Mr.
And
Consistent.
That's still true, but what we're seeing right now, we're watching him struggle a little bit. And I know someone will say, dude, what are you talking about? He's had 4 triple-doubles in a row. I got it. Both things are true. Because if you're in the trenches with this team and you acknowledge the standard that he sets for us to judge him by, he's falling way below that standard. Just the eye test. He needs to get in better shape here in the backstretch of the year. He's heavy right now.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. And honestly, watching that game, because you brought that up, I want to say 2 days ago, that he's not in shape. He has gotten heavier. And so my eyes were glued to Jokic. And I remember at the beginning of the year, Jokic was wearing that black jersey, which I like the black jerseys.
Cold.
And, man, he looked really good in it. I'm like, damn, black looks good on Jokic. last night watching it, I mean, you look at Jokic and you can see he is puffier.
Yeah.
Right? He is out of shape.
Yeah.
It does seem like he's kind of limbering. Now, I don't know. Maybe he's still dealing with something.
Maybe he could be.
You know, just because you're out there playing, it doesn't even matter in football. They can say you're healthy. A lot of times you're not. You're healthy enough to play, but something can still be messing with you. All right, that's a big man. All right, those joints and him grabbing these rebounds and running down this court, you know he's still banged up or hurting a little bit. Now, I don't want to make that an excuse. He needs to clean up the turnovers, but it's something to think of. It's like, man, he's been out for a very long time. He's out of shape. So now that's even heavier on his joints because he has more weight on him. And that's why I don't want him to go on this break. I want them to continue to build this chemistry. Now, I understand it is what it is. It's the NBA All-Star Week. But when they get back and they hit the ground running, they're already behind the 8 ball because of that 40-20 rule. They have to figure out things fast so they can get into this postseason and make that noise.
Yeah, and if you missed it earlier in the week, the 40-20 rule that Phil just alluded to, it's Phil Jackson's old golden rule. If you want to be a championship contender, you have to win your 40th game before losing your 20th game. And you have to go back to the invention of the three-point line in the 1979-80 season. Since then, all those years ago, just 4 NBA champions have not abided by the 40-20 rule. So 90% of champions, 90%, all right, check that 40-20 box. The Nuggets weren't close to checking it. Obviously, there's context, but this is their season. For better or worse, this is their season. So we'll continue to, we'll have fun tomorrow previewing All-Star Weekend. It wasn't all bad. Christian Braun played a really well-rounded
Love
game.
what I saw from him.
Julian Strother, scored in double figures again. He continues to put a good stretch of time together. Bruce Brown, I thought, was good last night. Tim Hardaway was good last night. But just in general, the team, hopefully coming out of the break, can hit more of its stride because they don't look like and this is with Cam Johnson, with Jokic, with Jamal, with Christian. They don't look like a real contender right now, but they've put themselves in a good enough position where they will see what they can do.
Yeah.
So, all right, shifting gears here. The Broncos thought they drafted a player who was the best in the entire class at one thing. How did that evaluation age? We'll talk about that. Also, Deion Sanders was ripped by a fellow CU Buff in a way that has not happened until now. We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 1043 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has stood beside Colorado families after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion won, we know how to fight for you. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willhitewins.com. That's willhitewins.com.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
What's up, guys? You need healthy options you'll actually crave? HelloFresh brings the flavor with homemade meals that are wholesome, fresh, and always hit the spot. Turn fresh, balanced ingredients into home-cooked meals that are easy to make and taste great. Keep your health on track with GLP-1 friendly options and high-protein meals packed with over 30 grams of protein. My lady is always telling me how I need more protein in my life. From udon soup to hearty chicken pastas, enjoy mouth-watering dishes that spice up your weeknights. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Hellsberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Hellsberg. Shop in store or at Hellsberg.com.
Hey guys, Cecil Lammy here. You probably noticed your heat kicking on way more than it should. I get it. It's frustrating. I live in Roxborough. That wind blows all the time. But the real culprit might surprise you. When the insulation in your window fails, all that warm air you're paying for slips right out and the cold sneaks right in. That's why you need my friends, WindowNation.com. It's WindowNation.com. They got their Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale happening now. Also ask them how you could snag a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. Stop letting your windows drain your comfort and your wallet. Schedule your quote today at WindowNation.com.
Shop Denver Mattress Fantastic 4-day sale. The Colorado Queen now $199. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus 60 months no interest, no down payment, and free shipping at Denver Mattress.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
The Denver Broncos believed that they drafted a player who was the best in his entire class at one thing. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. Also, we'll get to Deion Sanders, man. Whoa. A fellow buff came after Deion.
Buff on buff crime, huh?
Buff on buff crime. Man, oh man.
Oh.
All right. Before we do any of that, calling all wrestling fans. We have your chance to go to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2 nights tickets to the event. Round-trip airfare from Denver to Las Vegas. 2 nights hotel stay and a $500 Visa gift card. For more information and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. And I have put it out there earlier in the show. To the winner of that contest, I will make myself available to be your guest.
What a sacrifice, Z. What a sacrifice.
It's who I am, Phil.
I love it.
And
Man of the people, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I will share a hotel room with a stranger and sit next to you at this major event. And we'll have a great time. All right. Shifting gears here. The Broncos thought they drafted a player who was the best in the entire class at one specific thing. What the heck am I talking about here? I'm talking about the initial forecast for R.J. Harvey. Listen to George Payton last spring when talking about moving back in the draft and getting the running back of the future.
Yeah, it's always a risk when you trade back. And we felt good about the teams behind us. Maybe they already took it back, or they didn't. It wasn't a big need. It wasn't their top need, and so we took the risk. We didn't want to lose them, obviously, but we felt like moving back would set the tone for the day. Would give us flexibility to do what we wanted to do for the day, and it did. And Harvey, this was kind of our pet cat throughout the process. His running style, we feel he's dynamic. He has really good vision, really good instincts, really good contact balance, highly explosive. We thought maybe he had the best vision in the draft. You see the plus 10s. I think he leads, he led everyone with plus 10 runs, home run ability. We feel like he can improve in the pass game. He wasn't featured there. We really like this back.
We think he has the best vision in the entire draft class. Man.
Well, first, before you start dissecting that, please explain to me when he says he was kind of our pet cat. What does he mean by that?
He was our pet cat. Yeah.
Like what?
That is
not a dog. I want to be a dog.
Yes.
Like, what does he mean?
You know what? I think he just meant that he was someone that they just sort of
had on their lap and they just
they probably probably evaluated other draft picks, and they just could never shake the evaluation of Harvey and always came back to qualities that he had.
Yeah.
That definitely is a different kind of phrase, though. He was our pet cat throughout this process.
So they loved him. They loved him. Usually if you got a cat, he's your pet cat, you love him. You cuddle him, you pet him, you feed him.
Yeah.
So I guess they loved R.J. Harvey. We all know that.
Well, they certainly did, but that comment, we thought he had the best vision in the entire class. They thought he was the best at that one attribute, and I would say after 17 regular season games and 2 playoff games, that is the one area of his game that I think is sore. I mean, I'll trust your judgment better here at that position, but I think it's sorely lacking.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. It was lacking this year. Now, I will say this. The game will slow down for that young man as time goes on, but that's a superpower. Having vision is a superpower. When I say a superpower, you have to think of someone like J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins has great vision. That's why he was able to make, sometimes there was nothing there, and all of a sudden, he turned into something. 5 yards, 6 yards. That's because he was envisioning and he could see the play before the play even developed. That's a superpower. Not everybody has that. Now, for R.J. Harvey, maybe in college, he was able to get away with it. But also, just like college, R.J. Harvey liked to bounce the ball outside. You can get away with that in college. Once you get to the NFL, everybody is good. A lot of them are better than you. So you have to be smart. You have to be able to utilize being patient, utilize that vision, setting those plays up. And R.J. Harvey did not do a good job this year of setting plays up. There were times where if R.J. Harvey would have set the play up, he could have had a 15, 20, maybe even another 40-yard gain, another touchdown if he's patient, if he has that vision, if he's seeing the play before the play even develops. So that's something he needs to work on. I believe he'll get better at it. But is that his forte? Is that his superpower? I don't think that is. I think he's a versatile player.
Definitely.
Catching out of the backfield. He will run hard. But he's not that player that you look at and it's like, damn, I'm scared of him. Because he can kill me with his eyes. He can hurt me with his legs. He can hurt me with that explosiveness. R.J. Harvey when it comes to just visualizing and seeing things before it even develops.
Yeah.
Not right now, at least.
Not right now. And I want to circle back to that not right now dynamic. Here was Sean after the draft talking about R.J. Harvey's running ability.
All right, the very first thing you see in the evaluation is his running ability. I heard comps to Darren Sproles. It's always difficult when you look at height and weight. I had a chance to coach Darren. Darren was an exceptional receiver out of the backfield, but when he came out of Kansas State, man, he was an exceptional runner. Contact balance, vision. This player's, again, we had a day, I can't recall how many days back, but call it 2 hours, every carry, every catch. Some offenses in college don't necessarily feature the halfback a lot in the passing game. It's oftentimes when they get to the NFL, they're used maybe a little differently, and it might just be style of play, right? When you look at the running skill set, it was wow. Explosive runs, all of those things.
So, what you hear there from Sean is, and he talked about this a couple times during the preseason as well, that this is the post-draft press conference, but we heard about this in training camp as well. The vision for Harvey was a runner, a starting running back, not a pass catcher. Now he says, there's some ability there. We just maybe didn't see it a lot in college because sometimes you're just like a product of the offense that you're running, in his case down there at Central Florida. And he wanted to give sort of pushback to the Darren Sproles comp, where he's like, I've heard Darren Sproles, look, I think that as the season unfolded, their initial evaluation of Harvey was sort of flipped, where they saw him, and he used Alvin Kamara as an example in the past as well, and trying to create some contrast of what they saw from Harvey on the tape as opposed to Kamara or even Darren Sproles in this case. They saw a starting running back with the receiving ability being secondary. That we'll see some of that maybe in this offense.
Yeah, he'll develop into that maybe.
Yeah, and I would just say I think that he is more of a weapon coming out of the backfield than he is as a first and second down route runner. And my hope is, and I've told you this before, but it bears repeating as we're less than a month out from free agency right now, you cannot cling too tightly of your initial vision and have that initial forecast supersede 19 games of NFL film.
No, and I'm not expecting them to do that. They know what they need to do. You have to get a 1A running back in the free agent market because you want a vet running back that has been there. There's multiple ones out there for you, and you have the money to do it. Go do it. Draft another running back or two if you want. You load up on that position. You create that competition in that backfield, and now you're going to get the better version of everybody when you do that. Force R.J. Harvey to go out there and play better than he did this year. How do you do that? Put a couple people in the front of him. See if he can beat them out. That's how I felt like I had to do every year, Z. It was like I had to restart. Even in college, I would have a 1,000-yard year. I would step into the building and I would look at myself on the board third or second. And it's like, what are we doing? Same with the NFL. I have a 1,000-yard year as my rookie year, come back, and they had Royce Freeman in front of me. What are we doing? But it forced me to work hard. R.J. Harvey, this is your time and your chance to show us this year that you can do it. But we still need that 1A running back that can stay consistent because we must have a run game this year if we want to get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and just like with the Davis Webb conversations that we've been having about handing over play calling potentially, with this, as they move forward with their new plan at running back, and gosh, you hope there's a new plan, it will take a certain level of humility. Because you hear both of those guys, how high they were on Harvey. And no one is here saying that Harvey doesn't have a role on game day. No one is here saying that Harvey's not a weapon, because he is, and he's going to get utilized. You can bank on it, okay? But he's not what you thought he was going to be. So you need to plan accordingly and react accordingly. So we'll see if they do. And we don't have to wait long to find out. We are real close from the floodgates of free agency opening up here in about 3.5 weeks. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! As we roll downhill here on a Thursday, you can reach out and touch the weekend from here.
So close, but still yet so far away.
Another hour behind us, 1 hour to go. Appreciate you guys rocking with us here on a Thursday, February 12th. Shifting gears here a little bit, I did not think that yesterday when I woke up in the morning that today we'd be talking about CU football and Deion Sanders. All right,
You love that. Deion's always on your mind.
Is he?
Always.
I can promise you.
He said, what's old Coach Prime doing?
He's not.
Let me drink my cup of Joe.
What is Prime doing right now?
Well, he better be priming for the year. He better be getting ready for this year.
What does that look like for Deion?
Recruiting.
Recruiting.
Having the kids in the building, being there at the facility, which I think he has been. I've seen a couple videos. He's there. The kids are working hard. All right, they have to win.
Is Deion? You know what? I'll circle back to it.
All right.
Because I do want to
put a pin in it.
I'll put a pin in it. Is Deion Sanders doing something for the first time out of necessity that he hasn't done in the past, and that is actually hitting the recruiting trail like every other college coach in America? So we'll put a pin. No, I'm serious. We'll put a pin. We'll put a pin in it, and we'll
one in it.
We'll circle back to it. So man. I couldn't have seen this coming. Christian Fourier, who was a great player for CU. I mean, truly. This guy was all-conference 3 years in a row in the early 90s. He was a freshman on the national championship team. He was an All-American. Like I said, all Big Eight back then, 92, 93, 94. He's a second-round draft pick for Seattle. I mean, he was in the NFL forever, from 1995 through 2007. All right, so this was a dude. You know, this was someone who came to CU and did his thing. I did not see this coming. There's context. We'll get to it. But here is Christian Fourier on a podcast with a broadcaster by the name of Zach Gelb, and he was asked, well, you can listen to the exchange for yourself.
How about the direction of your alma mater with Colorado? Deion Sanders, the first 2 years, it was fun. Last year, without Shador and Travis Hunter, it didn't work out well. Was that as what happened a year ago? Was that as good as it's ever going to get for Colorado with Coach Prime?
Well, see, you don't have enough time for me to get into that. See that helmet right there? It's some of my best memories of my life. I'll just put it this way, because I don't have time to get. I'm just not a fan of the coach. I'm not. I'll never be a fan of the coach. I love the school, and this isn't me picking on Deion Sanders, because I pick on Joe Gibbs. The worst coach I've ever had was Joe Gibbs. So me picking on Deion Sanders is nothing. I just don't like the way he coaches football. I don't think he's very bright. I don't think he can manage a game. I think there's a lot of flash, but I think there's no substance, you know, and he's got a lot of people like brainwashed. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see what he can do. But I'm not a fan of him. Not a fan of his coaching style, not a fan of his messaging. There's a lot of things, you know, internally that I know about that I'm not a fan of. And it's just not worth my energy to sit there and follow it and, you know, and go back and forth with the Emperor Has No Clothes crowd that support him regardless of how stupid he is sometimes.
All right. Wow. That was that was not like catching a stray. That was a cock back, a sit down, aim, and then fire.
Sit down, aim. That's like putting the Uzi, right? Just having all the bullets ready to go. Like, to me, it sounded like it was personal. That's exactly what this was all about. For some reason, he doesn't like Coach Prime. Obviously, he said he's not a fan of him, which is fine. That's fine and dandy. Go ahead and say that. But then when you say he brainwashes people, he's not very bright, all right, he's stupid, then now you're being mean, you're being personal because something must have happened to you. Now, I do know this, just like you do, Z, that he had a kid that played for Coach Prime.
Yep.
That was there for 3 years.
Yep.
Didn't play a lot. How's that going to make a parent feel if the parents feel like their kid should be on the football field and yet he's not getting time? So you already feel some type of way if your kid's not playing that you probably don't like that coach. Then when your kid's kind of explaining what's probably going on the building to players like himself, now you really don't like that coach. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a guy that has a personal problem with Prime instead of just like leaving all that out and saying, hey, look, I'm not a big fan of him. I don't like what he represents and moving on. You go into more detail. All right, you're more aggressive with it. You're more personal with it, which in our profession, usually you want to stay away from, right? It's a critique the performance, not the performer.
Mm-hmm.
But he went, I believe he went, way out of line with what he said when he didn't need to do that. All right? He didn't need to just say that you don't like what he does and go on. But to call someone stupid, to call someone not bright, it like now you're having hateful words.
Well, his son did go to CU. He was there for 3 years. All right. When was Deion's first year? So this was his third year.
Yeah.
25, 24, 23. Okay, so he was at CU for 3 years, just the 1 year with Deion, the 23 season.
So he was there before.
He was there for Carl Durrell. He was there in 2021, and I'm talking about Fourier's son.
Yeah, Fourier's son, yeah.
Caleb. He was there at 21, 22, and 23.
So he wasn't part of Prime's Louis luggage.
No, he was not. He was not. He actually stayed. He was one of the few people that stayed, because most of that group of kids left. He wasn't done. This was more of the interaction. He was asked, well, what about the relevance that Deion has brought CU Boulder?
I think that's funny. I was like, wow, they got a new scoreboard. Hey, listen, Fox is like, fine. If that's what if that is what gets you going, then good for you. Like, I don't listen. That's not what. Listen, it's hard to win at Colorado. It's hard to recruit in Colorado. They don't have. I get it. Like they've been bad for a long period of time, and it takes a special person. It's going to take a special person. So initially, I was all for it. I was backing everything that he was doing because that's what Bill McCartney did. Very unpopular, So he had to have the courage of his convictions, and and then ignore everybody else. But as time went on, I'm just like, wait, none of this makes any sense. I'm like, how long are they going to put up with this? And, what else are we going to do? So if relevancy and, having a sold out crowd, having people talk about you on Twitter, if that's what you want, well, then congratulations, you've achieved it. But I just don't know, like, is that the end goal? Just to be relevant, to have a new scoreboard, to have, have people talking about you? Or do you want to win games? Win games the way you win games, the way you recruit, like, know everybody's name, give everybody the same attention, sing the fight song, learn the fight song. I would say then, you got business, but right now, all your victories are hollow in my book. If all you care about is relevancy, they're hollow. They mean nothing. Win the Big 12. Go ahead, win that. And then, okay, your methods work. But right now, listen, Zach, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I'm not a fan.
And by the way, just to be clear, he's not talking to me.
Yeah, he is. He's talking to you.
Well, and let's just be real. Deion's not my favorite. I am not a Deion guy.
Yeah,
I don't like a lot of the things that Deion has said. I don't like a lot of the things that Deion has done. I don't like him on game days. I don't like a lot of his approach on things.
But would you ever go out there and say he's stupid?
No, I don't.
That's not you, right?
I just try not to talk like that in general, of like
exactly.
Call names and no.
Because if you could say that for a bunch of coaches that do have bad decisions. Somebody can go out there and say that about Sean Payton. Sean Payton's a hell of a coach. He made a bad decision in that AFC Championship game. You hear nobody calling him stupid because they know it's you go too far with that. All right, Fourier went too far with that. And what it sounds like I said earlier, it's personal. When he says, know the guys' names, I agree. You have to know all your guys' names. But my guessing is Deion did know your son's name.
Yeah.
All right?
100%.
100%.
Show
Show the same attention. Well, you were with Carl Durrell. My guessing is Deion wasn't looking at your son as a guy that he wanted to play.
Yeah.
So, like, this is more personal about what he did to your son than it is on the University of Colorado, because let's be real. The University of Colorado hasn't been good for a very long time. There's been multiple coaches that have went in and out of that building. And Fourier still didn't talk about them. You had Embry. All right, John Embry, who I was actually going to go in with, he didn't do well. You had Carl Durrell. He didn't do well. Mel Tucker decided to dip out on us. Where were you then?
Well, I was
talking
gonna
about
say,
that?
even the Mel Tucker season, like we look back, it was like a great season. I think they were 5-7.
Yes,
which has showed improvement. So I understand why people were.
But come on, Z. He dipped out on us in midnight. That's why he's called Midnight Mel. And you didn't see former players coming up and saying things like that. All of a sudden, Deion's here, and I agree. There's a lot of stuff that Deion does that rubs me the wrong way.
Yep.
That I don't agree with. Like, you should know the fight song. Culture does matter. All right, having a solidified quarterback, everybody that has had success, their programs have had success, NFL, college, high school, usually you have a really good quarterback.
And just to be clear, you're mentioning that because during the season he was asked about a solidified quarterback, and he said he didn't know what that was.
Yeah, having an identity. Everybody has an identity. All of us have an identity, and we want something for our team, right? We talk about the Denver Broncos. What's their identity?
Yep.
At the beginning, when it was JK, it was running the ball. After that, it was the Bo Nix show.
Yep. And
So
Deion
that
said he
matters.
doesn't know what identity is.
So, yes, those type of things rub me the wrong way because it's like, come on. All right, building from the outside in. We're talking about when Coach Prime said he doesn't believe from building inside out. It was outside in.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Come on. That doesn't make sense. All right, but I'm still not going to sit here and talk down to this man and call him names just because I don't believe in his philosophy. All right, but also I don't have a son that I feel like was done bad. Like, obviously, he feels like for his son. That's what it is, personal, man.
Yeah, I think that, you know what I think it is? I think that he may have natural criticisms that are fair the same way that you do, certainly the same way that I do, but then you have the personal sentiment with the intersection with your boy, and that's why maybe you're hearing him just maybe take it farther than he otherwise would by calling him, stupid and things like that. But some of the criticisms, there are obviously real. And, according to Deion, like, they already have this fixed. Did you hear him speak out at the Super Bowl week?
Yeah, he was confident.
This is Deion from just over a week ago.
It was a tough year for the Sanders. Getting our butts kicked in Colorado, we're going to get that right. I promise. Well, Kim, I promise you that. We're going to get that right. We got that right with what we did in this portal. But it was tough for the Sanders family. Both my daughters, my Shiloh getting cut, and he went out swinging. No, I got to give him that. He went out swinging. Literally. Literally. Junior is with me right now doing his thing. We didn't falter, man. We didn't doubt. We didn't back up off that thing. We stood there and we fought. You didn't make us, so you can't break us. You ain't build us, so you can't kill us. You ain't invent us, so you can't prevent us. We are Sanders, and we are built to last. And I love it. I love the trials and the tests. I just want people to keep on watching the story. Don't stop.
So, it was just about, a year and a half ago when those comments were like, oh man, Deion, you know, like you didn't make us, so you can't break us.
Exactly.
You didn't invent us, so you can't prevent us. And it's like, okay, you're spitting bars up there, but it just doesn't hit the same after 3 years when you're 16 and 21.
Yeah.
When in league play, whether Pac-12 is first year or Big 12, you're 9 wins and 13 losses. When against top 25 teams, you've played 10 of them, and you're 2-8. When you play away from Boulder, there's been 16 games played away from Boulder since Deion got the job. And CU is 3-13. And you brought up Carl Durrell. I went back and looked at the win percentages because you can't just do raw numbers with games because one of the seasons that Carl Durrell was here was a shortened season when they only played 6 total games.
COVID.
So it's not apples to apples. So I looked at winning percentage, and you could just sort of say it like this. In the Carl Durrell era, which was, considered, putrid and like CU was desperate to get out of, they won 36% of their games. With Deion Sanders, they win 43% of their games. And so it's not the appreciable difference that I think that most people would realize. So, look, I know for me personally, when Deion first got here, it was an incredible story, and then nothing about that has changed. I mean, The Deion Sanders to Colorado story was insane. Arguably the biggest sports story of the year that year.
Yeah.
I mean, Time Magazine had him like person of the year.
And then that first game, they ended up beating TCU, and it's like, oh my God, like he's already changed the program in one game. Like, yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, but it was even from that moment, the TCU win, which was epic, when they were a 21.5-point underdog and they covered the spread that was meant for them against the Horned Frogs.
Yeah.
But even the way that he acted after that and just going after Ed Warder, that like planted a seed, and it's been watered so many times with things that I don't like. You know, I sort of bristle at him now, and have been a loud voice on the station and in our market.
Yeah, you don't like you pick things a la carte. You always say when it comes to Coach Prime.
I do a lot of stuff I just don't like. That doesn't mean I hate everything that he does.
No, you acknowledge some good stuff that he has done.
Yes, and sometimes his message that he's trying to get across to these kids that's bigger than football, that like it's the human experience. Some of that stuff I've really liked. Him taking accountability in a lot of ways I really liked. But there's been enough along the way where I'm just like, So Fourier's comments aside, because I do agree, there's a bit of personal, tone to them, and there's a connection with his son.
Yeah,
and
he's a hurt dad. Yeah,
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say.
For sure. But when your job now is teaching sports media, that means you know what you're doing. That means that you know the ins and outs of how to talk or how to present yourself on a platform.
Me personally?
No.
Or for him?
For you.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? And so when you go out there and you say those type of words, you truly mean it. You feel like you're hurt. That's what I'm taking from it. It's you're hurt. But take that aside. What are you thinking about the Colorado Buffaloes? We're taking him aside from this.
Yeah. Take him out of it. Take Fourier out of it. I would just say it's time for the rubber to meet the road. And you've changed things a bunch of different times, whether it's, he's got a different class of kids, in and out, which isn't necessarily unique to CU. That's the current landscape of Colorado. But you've tried some stuff that just flat out didn't work.
Yep.
You fired, 2 offensive coordinators in 3 years, right?
Because was it 3 years? Yeah, Pat Shurmur, because he came in late.
Yeah, because first it was not Livingston, but who took the Sean Lewis. Sean Lewis. Yes. So he wasn't good enough. You hired Pat Shurmur. He wasn't good enough. So now you're going to run the go-go offense, and maybe it's like I like the coach that they hired. I actually like their approach of valuing production over I would say like logos. Like, oh, this kid, he played at Texas. Well, he didn't really play. He was in Austin, but and so there's a bunch of guys like that. Now you're going into the lower levels of college football and plucking these guys who actually produce, which I really like that approach. All right, so I don't disagree with everything that Deion does, but now it's just time. Now you're going into year 4 and you're being paid as a top 5 coach. It's just time to win. It's just time to win. You have a 5-star quarterback. Yep. You got your most expensive coordinator in the history of CU in Robert Livingston.
Yep.
Check. You got your hotshot offensive coordinator. Yep. So
you're bringing in the type of players that you want, and now you just put it out there. Prime himself put it out there about the portal just a second ago, and that they're going to be different. So now I'm with you. You got to win. This is what it's always been about. At least that's what I thought it was always about when you're playing sports. It's about winning games, football games, basketball games, hockey games. It does not matter. It's about winning. All right, that's why we watch college football, why we watch football, basketball, hockey, is like we want our teams to win. Prime needs to start winning games. He's being paid like a top 5 coach.
Yep.
Top 5 coaches win in college football. Top 5 coaches win in the NFL. So now it's put up or kind of shut up time. You go out there, you handpicked, you have all say. You handpicked your offensive coordinator yet again. All right, you keep Robert Livingston. You added all these players. You have to grow as a coach, but you got to go out there and compete. And what I mean by that is it can't be 6 games. There can't be 6 games. You're being paid too much money for that. It needs to be 8 or 9. We should be talking about can the Colorado Buffaloes get to a Big 12 championship? Can they win it? Can they find a way to get into the college football playoffs? If you're getting paid that much money, You should be able to get close to that.
So what's acceptable? Like what would this coming fall, which will be here before you know it here, as the weather's warming up, it's going to be mid-February here, going to turn the page of the spring, and we're going to start seeing these guys practice in the spring. So what do you think, from where you sit now, what would define success for CU in Deion Sanders' fourth year?
8 games.
8 and 4.
8 and 4. Go 8 and 4. Have a chance for the Big 12 championship. I know you're going to probably have to win more than that. Be competitive against some of these tougher teams, which they were at times this year too, right? If you're watching the games, they had chances to beat BYU. They had chances to beat TCU. They upset Iowa State. So, like, they had some talent there to do it. But now they got to get to another level. They need to beat these teams. They need to compete with some of the tougher teams. But now it's time for you to win at least 8 games, Z. Not the 6 games, not the 7. 8 or more needs to happen for the University of Colorado in prime.
Well, that would be a 5-game improvement from the 2025 season. But I like what you're saying, because you're sort of meeting the moment here. There's no more excuses. And he just told you he fixed it. They hey, we're going to fix that. We fixed that, what we did in the portal.
It was a tough year for the Sanders. Getting our butts kicked in Colorado, we're going to get that right. I promise. Well, Kim, I promise you that. We're going to get that right. We got that right with what we did in this portal.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. Drew, behind the glass, you are a CU guy.
Yeah, Drew.
What defines success for Deion Sanders and Colorado in the 2026 year?
How much money is Deion making?
I think $10.5 million, something like that.
And we're good with only 8 wins for a coach that's one of the top 10 highest paid coaches in college football?
I think he's top 5, isn't he?
I think
Drew,
he is.
I thought you would have been proud of me for saying they need to get to 8 wins.
No.
Now you're moving the goalposts.
Dude, no.
All right, where are we going for?
10 or more.
10 wins.
That's a success. It ain't happening, but that's what I would consider a successful season. He's making $10.5 million.
This man.
Why are we lowering the bar?
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to circle back to at the top. There's definitely no excuses, and we've talked about this before, but it bears repeating in this conversation. CU doesn't have money to give.
Yes.
Having money is a main ingredient right now with building a successful college team. Now, it's not, you don't have to be the top spender. Look at Indiana this past year, okay? But so if you don't have that, and your superpower is you're the portal king and you're charismatic and you're able to lure these recruits,
motivation,
and sort of bridge the gap of what you don't have financially, dude, you better recruit. And if you're not on the recruiting trail like all these other coaches, and you recruit from FaceTime in Boulder, and you're not in living rooms, and you're not doing what Kirby Smart's doing, who's a top 5 paid. You're not doing what Dabo Sweeney is doing, who's a top 5 paid, and you're not doing what those guys do, and the results don't come. It's like you're not going to be able to, if you're not 100% invested with your time and your work ethic, there's going to be nowhere for you to turn from an excuse standpoint. So we'll see. I told you I like the approach. I like the offensive coordinator hire.
How many games is successful? You never told us. Drew said 12.
Well, no. So I'm like, I understand why Drew said that, but do I think it's actually realistic for CU? I don't. Do I think 6-6 is acceptable when you're a top 5 paid coach? No, I don't. Like a bowl appearance, that's not going to be good enough. So yeah, I think your aim of like 8 and maybe even 9, somewhere between you and Drew, like 8 to 9 wins, I think that would represent success for CU this year. Trying to live within reality. I don't think there's some 10, 11 game winner, but 6-6 or 7-5, that's not going to do the trick either, and I don't think it's going to do the trick for the alumni base. You can help me more with that.
I mean, everybody is ready to win.
Everyone's ready to win.
Exactly. There's a lot of money that has been forked up for Coach Prime, for the coaching staff. The scrambling to get some money for some of these players that are here, like Juju.
Yep.
And then for himself. So it's like now it's time for us to win games. That's how you're going to make more money. You talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time. Winning cures everything when it comes to sports.
1,000%.
When you're winning, everybody buys in. All right? When you're able to have everybody buy in, you're getting all the money that you want to give these kids and to give the program. That's what it's all about.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if the wins can come this year. They have not really through 3 years outside of the one we have. Because here's the thing: if you don't win this year, the one successful season you had with Shedeur and Travis and Jimmy Horn and those boys, it's going to be the anomaly.
Yeah.
Right now, it's one good season, 2 really bad seasons. If that ratio gets to 1 and 3, and you're making top 5 money, and you have a new boss,
you do.
So I'm getting my popcorn ready. We'll see what it looks like. Extra butter.
Extra butter.
Extra butter. All right. We now know what we're not going to see tonight as we begin to gather clues on the Broncos' new stadium. We'll explain what we mean by that. Also, the new stadium, in my humble opinion, should feature something currently missing right now in Denver sports, and we'll talk about it next.
Does Sean Payton need to light a fire in his running back room?
NFL stands for not for long. Either you got it or you don't, but you better come with it, period. Go out there, stack that room up, and force there to be some competition. That's going to bring the best out of everybody.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I am down 60 pounds because of SodaWeightLoss.com. The weight came off a few years ago, and it came off naturally. And I got to tell you, having my own nutritionist, someone who was always available via text, made all the difference. It's real support from a real person. That's what keeps you consistent with SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results. Clients look and feel 10 years younger, just like I do. I move easier, I sleep better. I got my confidence back, baby, and all thanks to SodaWeightLoss.com. And here's the best part. Join now and your partner joins for free. You start together, you support each other, and you both get younger, feeling healthier versions of yourselves. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. That's 1-866-800-SODA. Join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, it's got to be state-of-the-art.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Women go through many changes in their lives, and we believe each milestone matters. That every new candle represents another step in your story. Our healthcare experts support women at every stage of life because each chapter deserves to be celebrated. Women's Health. Nurture what's next. Find care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4. Good conversation about CU. Always elicits quite a bit of reaction. And I want to say something right now because I said, I think Deion's contract is top 5. Just a little house cleaning. There has been so many restructured contracts from Kurt Signetti to Mike Elko down there in College Station to Dan Lanning, that Deion's contract, I can't believe this is true, has actually been pushed out of the top 10.
So now we can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah, they can go 6-6. Everything's gonna be fine.
No, they still have to win 8 games.
Oh, okay.
But he's not top 5 paid head coach.
No, he's not. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay, Mr. Phillip Lindsay. So tonight we're going to learn some stuff about the Broncos Stadium. All right. One thing that we're not going to learn is what it looks like. All right.
Yeah, and bum for that one.
I tried to warn Will Peterson. Tried to warn him. He was like, "We're going to see renderings tomorrow night." I'm like, "I don't think you are." And my thought is that they haven't named quite yet Burnham Yard as the official spot. It's the how do they say it? It was the preferred destination. Yeah. So I don't think that they were ever going to roll out renderings. And when I say renderings, just for like whether it's on a PowerPoint or a 3D there on the table, like what it's actually going to look like, they're not going to show you that if Burnham Yard hasn't even been named the official spot. I do expect that to come at some point soon if you're going so far as to do this Q&A session with the community tonight.
Yeah, well, it needs to hurry up. I mean, we don't have that much time before they're going to have to pay more money to rent out the stadium. So they're going to have to get going here soon.
Well,
so it's time to go.
Well, we're going to learn some stuff tonight. I'm sure we're going to recap it tomorrow. But I think, and we wouldn't learn this tonight, But just thinking ahead, and we had this in the plan for yesterday, but we just got caught up because yesterday I was trying to make the case why the new Mile High should have a Broncos museum in it. And I heard back from some fans that that have these museums, these exhibits sort of that are, some are as big as someone like the team store. The one in Kansas City is apparently much bigger. They have their own little museum there honoring Chiefs history. And so I got the idea because when I called a game at Duke 2015, they had a museum in Cameron Indoor for Duke basketball. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. I sat there for an hour and looking at all this stuff. That was yesterday. My other idea that I wanted to share with you is we have a real shortage on statues in Denver sports and have had for many years, and I've talked about it throughout the years. Statues are a powerful thing. And I cannot express to you the internal feeling I got being outside the United Center in Chicago and standing next to Michael Jordan's statue. I mean, it's larger than life. It makes you feel small. It's dwarfing. And it's just so special. And that's like the sight of that outside where he played. It's powerful.
It's like, wow, Michael Jordan. He ran this right here.
Yes.
It's yeah. I love statues too. We're going to get you one outside.
John Elway to Denver, Colorado was the Michael Jordan. And my hope is when they build the new Mile High, that there's a huge, massive statue of John Elway outside. And I think that it would be sweet. It would set the tone of the stadium. It would be an incredible photo opportunity for fans. The same way there's a statue outside of Coors Field. It's not even a player. It's like the unnamed player. It's just like some baseball player. And people take pictures in front of it every single day of the week. And I think it would be damn cool. Statue of John Elway. There's cool pillars and stuff for the Ring of Famers outside the current Mile High. But a statue just hits different, and I hope they do it.
So I'm all for it. I want the museum. I want the IMAX machine. All right, if you haven't seen the IMAX machine, you need to go see that. It's in the museum where you're sitting there and it starts to move around you usually it's the space. If you go to the museum, it's like the sun's there and you just feel like you're in space. That's what I want in that building, make you feel like you're on that football field. But also I want the statue. I want John Elway put up because of what he has done for Colorado. But not just John Elway. If we're going to do a statue, we have to do it. It can't just be one. Right? That's an odd number, right? We need to make it at least even. go two.
Who else do you want?
I would put somebody like Terrell Davis because, yes, John Elway had his success, but he didn't have his success and started winning until they got a run game. Shocker, right? You get a run game, Terrell Davis, 2,000 yards, helps you beat the Green Bay Packers, all right, helps you out with your success. Have him out there. All right, maybe the franchise, Floyd Little, is another one. If you don't want to put Terrell Davis out there, Floyd Little, because without him, my guessing is you don't have the Denver Broncos. So something like that, have him a statue. So if you're going to do statues, and I don't want to get it, what would you call it, watered down?
Yeah.
Watered down and everybody just gets one here and you get one. No, you have to do something special like what Jokic is doing. That deserves a statue.
Definitely,
hands down.
Definitely.
And
my hope is that when they redo the entire, Riverwalk area and knock down Ball Arena and build up that whole area, that they put some statues outside of there too. I mean, Nikola Jokic, he should have a statue within 2 to 3 years after he retires.
Yes.
And
right after he retires. Why we got to wait so long?
Yeah, and you may have to do it then because you may never see him again.
Yeah, that's right.
So do it on his way out to Serbia. You could do multiple statues, and there are examples of places that do that. In Philly, they have an area with multiple statues. Outside of the Staples Center in Los Angeles, there's Magic Johnson, there's Shaq, there's Kareem, there's Kobe, there's Wayne Gretzky, Luke Robitaille, and I think Chick Hearn, the broadcaster that was a broadcaster for the Laker games for 50 years, invented the phrase slam dunk. He's out there. So there's precedent of doing that way. My preference would be just one massive statue of Elway because there was only one Elway. But I would rather, if the choice was between no statues, the way it currently is, and having a handful of statues honoring these Broncos legends, it would be the second one. Yeah, let's do plenty of statues.
Yeah, or maybe it's one big statue of Elway, and then like what they're doing out there now with those little what do you call them? Those little things that have their faces on it.
Yeah, they're like pillars.
Pillars. So, you can still have them as well if you don't want to have a bunch of big statues sitting outside the facility / stadium. So, yeah.
You know what you could do, honestly, I'm just thinking about this, is like if you wanted to do multiple statues, and again, my preference would just be one massive one of John, but you could do like a because I think they have this in Philly. I think it's like a walkway area, and like you could do your walk into the stadium to have like John Elway on your right, TD on your left. You go another 10, 12 yards, Steve Atwater on your right, Shannon Sharp on your left, right? Gary Zimmerman, 15 yards later on your right. And so you could just keep going like that. And it'd be like almost like a hall, or like a hallway of champions.
I like that
type of deal.
Man, they can be so creative with this, Z. It could be one of one, truly. And I think it's going to be, no matter what. Greg Penner, the ownership group, they're going to do a great job in whatever they do with this stadium. But, man, like the sky is the limit of what they can actually like create for this fan, the Broncos country, as they're walking in to watch the Denver Broncos play.
Yeah. And you know what would have to be included here? If you were going to do multiple statues, there would have to be one of Pat Bowlen.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
And for this new ownership group to honor, the shoulders that they stand on that led the Broncos to the point that they were worth $4.5 billion for them to buy. As a lot of success led up to that point.
But would they do that? Would it be in the very back?
That's a good question. I would like to believe that and I don't know these people personally, so I don't want to misrepresent, but everything that I've gathered from Greg and Kerry Penner is there is a humility and a awareness about them.
That's where they probably draw the line. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah. But we'll see. I think you could be really creative with it and make it special and unique in a one of one. All right. What did we learn today in Denver sports? We'll take a look back next.
Could major changes be on the horizon for the Colorado Avalanche?
If you do not make it past the second round, you have to either fire Jared Bednar or break up this core. If you're not able to get out of the second round, you got to make massive changes.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if you're dealing with joint pain, all right, stop pushing through it. The professionalism at RegenRx's Denver Clinic is on another level, guys. These guys actually build a real plan for you. I'm talking about Wharton's jellies for damaged joints, shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back again, and they're going to sit you down and map out exactly what you need to do. People always ask me, Phil, what should I expect when I go to RegenRx? It's simple, guys. Clarity. All right, that's all we ever want is clarity. They walk you through every step. They show you the options, and then they're going to schedule a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And that's why I send people to regenrx.co. So go check them out for yourself. And listen, the consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free, zero risk. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, RegenRx might be the answer for you. Go to regenrx.co, book that free consult, and see if stem cell therapy is the right move for you. If joint pain is holding you back from work, from the gym, from your kids, don't wait. It's about quality of life, guys. Invest in your future self so you can stay explosive, stay active, and stay present for your family. Give them a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth, and home show season in February is when homeowners make the smartest improvement decision before the demand hits. If windows are in your future, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton offers Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows built for strength, efficiency, and long-term value. And this February, you'll save 25% plus enjoy 12 months zero-interest financing. Visit windowsforyourhome.com or call them at 303-794-0490.
Hey, Mom. It's me.
Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Hellsberg, just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicles 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on your favorite cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, we'll buy your car for top dollar today. Don't miss 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store or AutoNation.com. On select models with approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details, subject to in-store verification.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach Bai and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Thursday. And by the way, let me just, I'll say this too. I said, statues are underrepresented in Denver sports. I still believe that, but there are 2 coming. There are 2 coming this year. We'll update you on that if you missed that story from a few months ago in just a second. But before we do, calling all wrestling fans, we have your chance to go to Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. It's the Superfan Send-Off presented by 303 Law 4040. Here's what you get. A pair of 2 nights tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. For more information and to enter, head to denversports.com/superfan. Dig it. All right. I've also volunteered myself. If the winning person of this contest, if you want to bring me to this event, I will go with you. I will. All right, we can go together and make a memory together. Stopping by, friend of the show, the scrappy one, the Scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys?
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing good. You want to settle any grievance here on the way in? Anything that you wanted to react to or speak on that you heard coming in?
Yeah, I thought you guys had a really interesting conversation about CU football. And just speaking for myself, when Dion first got here, my interest level was 10 out of 10, obviously, first season. Second season, you got Shedeur and Travis in their primes. Going into that year, I was like a 9 out of 10. Last year, Shedeur and Travis left, but I'm still 8 out of 10, super interested. How are they going to fare without him? Fellas, I'm not going to lie, I'm like a 3 out of 10 going into this season. Buffs just aren't on my radar. I don't think about CU football. I don't get excited when I see they landed a commit from so-and-so or whatever. Dion's got a lot of work to do because I do think he's lost the casual fan in the last 12-ish months or so.
Well, it's interesting because when we played that clip earlier at the end, he's like, hey, don't stop watching. Like, you got to keep watching. Here,
He did say that.
I'm going to play it again here.
It was a tough year for the Sanders. Getting our butts kicked in Colorado, we going to get that right. I promise you. I promise you that. We're going to get that right. We got that right with what we did in this portal. But it was tough for the Sanders family. Both my daughters, my Shiloh getting cut, and he went out swinging, though. I got to give him that. He went out swinging.
Literally.
Literally. Junior is with me right now doing his thing. We didn't falter, man. We didn't doubt. We didn't back up off that thing. We stood there and we fought. You didn't make us, so you can't break us. You ain't build us, so you can't kill us. You ain't invent us, so you can't prevent us. We are Sanders, and we are built to last. And I love it. I love the trials and the tests. I just want people to keep on watching the story. Don't stop.
I just want people to keep on watching the story. Don't stop. And it speaks to your sort of sentiment. Now, I'm still wildly interested. I'm sort of fascinated about this next chapter, this sort of like almost anonymous next chapter. There's no Travis. There's no Shedeur. There's no Shiloh. There's no Jordan Seaton.
Well, your back's against the wall now. Like, literally, what do you do about it? Because if you lose this year, we're talking about Coach Prime, with the new AD, you may not be here this next year. You're getting paid a lot of money. Now, we know it's not top 5 money, but something that you have to look out for. Your back's against the wall.
No doubt. All right. Who are you working with tonight, Will?
I'll be with Marcello Romano. Can't wait to chat with him. Think about the Avs in the Olympics in the last 36 hours. Gabe scored. Nathan scored. Brock Nelson scores twice today.
Makar assist.
And Makar an assist where he almost scored. Celebrini tipped it in. They're taking the best team in the NHL and putting it on display in Italy for a variety of different countries. It's been pretty fun to watch.
Pretty cool. And we saw USA roll today. Latvia 5-1, covered the 3.5 goals that they were laying. Absolutely love it. And we'll be back at 2 o'clock. Some meat still left on this bone this week that we will finish off on a Friday. Will, have a good hour and a good rest of your night. Thanks to Dante and Drew behind the glass. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight. Next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Send-Off. Presented by 303 Law 4040. Sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included. Plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at DenverSports.com/superfan. That's DenverSports.com/superfan.
What's going on, gentlemen? Listen, all right, I'm going to keep this quick. If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, otherwise known as ED, then you need to go get the right treatments. All right, because ED is an intimacy destroyer, gentlemen. Research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. And nobody's partner should be blaming themselves. You need to go to Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic because their treatments are going to work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of their treatments can have you last an hour or even more if you have that much stamina. So what I need you to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and it includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 50-80 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 50-80 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable, quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 50-80 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell.